We never scramble for content.
I presume I'm the only one who has a copy of the book.
I don't.
You would presume correctly, I think.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't make an ass of you and me.
Did not. This time.
Yeah, other times for sure.
Well, yeah, that's just my nature.
Mine too, don't worry.
Sure.
You two are a pair of asses.
Yeah.
I'm left cheek.
What does that make you then, Dale?
I'm the man in the middle.
He's
Oh, Lord.
SNAFU. Situation normal. All fouled up. This is SNAFU.
All right, welcome to another episode of SNAFU. Episode 79. I'm Rick. Say hello, Jeffrey.
Hello, Jeffrey. Wait, what?
Say hi, Pat.
Hello, how's everyone doing?
And the man in the middle, Dale.
Hey,
He's
guys.
actually at the end. Somehow I screwed that up, but
The end of the middle.
yeah.
I'm the fourth quarter. We're in trouble.
Yeah, something like that. As a Minnesota Vikings fan, I know it too well.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this year's been very different in that regard.
Yeah, the fourth quarter's been our quarter.
Yeah, it's
It's
either
just all
bang
the
up
other,
or
the other three.
yeah. It's usually the second half for those following the playoffs. This will probably be out after. Well, yeah, definitely be after. Or
A round one game, however that goes tomorrow for us.
yeah,
Any hot takes?
we win in some
Lose
really
horribly.
absurd.
We
some-
win or we lose. I do not think it's possible in a draw.
It is not,
yeah,
actually. They
no,
do not
it's-
let
yeah.
playoff games end in a draw.
No, they have to keep going.
That'd be weird if they did, though. How would you see that?
They just both teams go forward and they have to combine.
Yeah, they have to combine their roster.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
I actually would.
Well, let's see. I mean, you split up the special teams, but then you have one offense and one defense, and then you're alternated a half.
Well, it's not our defense. Let's.
With all of the quote unquote historic nature of the games, maybe we'll see the longest NFL game ever out of this team.
That's
Yeah,
a
that'd
record
be-
that they don't have yet this year.
Yeah, they don't have that record.
Yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's start with hobby as always. Dale, have you been working on anything?
No, I don't have the SNAFU boardroom yet, but hopefully that won't be too much longer.
Ooh.
I do have hobby. It's just not bolt action.
Given the agenda, I think it's okay to talk about other stuff this time.
Yeah.
All right.
If you have anything going on.
I think in the past I've spoken a little bit about my board gaming hobby, so I've kind of tried to pursue that a little bit. Good support from the guys and the rest of the club. On Christmas, I got a crokinole board. I don't know if folks know what that is.
That's on the top 10 list or top 100 list.
Yeah. It's
It's like carom.
It's a dexterity game where you flick discs effectively on a circular board.
Oh, yeah, I had one of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's been around since 1876 actually.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
one of
because
my
we
daughters
couldn't afford a pool table.
Right.
yeah.
You
It's-
probably had a carom board though, which is a knockoff version of crokinole.
Sure, yeah. Yep, that sounds right.
And so I finally, I was gifted one of those at Christmas time, and
Nice.
yeah, it's nice. It's not like an artisan piece,
Yeah.
because those can run you.
They can be
hundreds of
very
dollars.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into musical instruments, there's your starter guitars and mandolins and things like that.
Yep.
And then there's your artisan pieces. So
Sure.
this is just a starter one, but I spent this weekend going through and just waxing the board and waxing all the discs and things like that. And I finally,
Nice.
yeah, and I've got it set up to hang on the wall. But I did get to play it with my wife. We played a game earlier today, so it's actually. You never really know exactly how the games are going to go, but it was fun. It was really good. Definitely recommend it. So
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then I'm just trying to crack through a couple of the other board games that I've acquired that haven't played yet that I can play solo. So I'm just kind of ticking those off of the list. But I've still got quite a bit of MDF sitting here, waiting for the space and then mapping the boards and stuff. So it's there. It's looking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
The SNAFU boardroom is where we have our meetings. Our annual.
Dale's got stuff on the hobby horizon.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So look forward to hearing in episode 80 how that stuff starts to come together.
Well, hopefully I'm going to
82
get
or
access
84.
to the space. And so, I mean, for me, I'm building, but I'm still kind of planning. The trick is that I've got the first 6x4 feet, and then it extends out on each side, and trying to have enough table space that I can put like 2 or 2.5 tables side by side, so that everything so I can make sure everything flows. That's all. So,
Yeah. Fun.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm next on the list. As you all heard last time, people made comments, and I'm sorry, I was clipping models last episode. Somebody's clipping their fingernails the whole episode.
Should I
no.
grab a ballpoint pen and do the clicking?
Yeah, we've done that before too.
Yeah, I think I was guilty of that back in the early episodes.
Yep.
Apologies for those listening. I was clipping neck runs that time, actually. So don't tell anyone I play another. Well, I don't play it. I haven't played it yet. I just was building models. And
That's
yeah,
like
I don't
half the hobby, man. You're okay.
Dude, those models are finicky as shit too. They're like
some of the
tiny
neck
little
runs are.
pieces, and they're like, yeah, I mean, I got all the starter stuff, but it's still like fiddly bits and sharp, pokey things, and doesn't always fit together perfect. Imagine that, but yeah, I don't know. I have a pile of speed paints in front of me, so that's what I'm going to do. No, not speed paints. I'm sorry, not speed paints. What are they? They're color shifters. So I'm going to do some color shifty stuff on them and see if that looks cool.
Cool.
Something to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Though I heard there might be a tournament upcoming that I need to get some Indians done for, so. A lot of Indians done for. Like, a lot of Indians.
we can talk about that a little later.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Pat, what have you been working on?
I have actually dove headlong back into the hobby. I'm working on right now. I'm expanding my DAC army.
Sweet.
Which a few years ago, one of my New Year's goals was to write down all the paint schemes and paints that I was using for all of them. And I had them in a nice leather-bound notebook. It was a gorgeous book. And I went to go dig that back out so I could get the right paint colors for the vehicles, and I can't find it anywhere.
No.
So we
Can't
did
find your list.
we did some cleaning and reorganizing over the holidays, and I my wife and I both saw them at one point during that reorg, but we don't know where they got organized to.
So do what I do and go look in my daughter's room because she steals every notebook I own.
You know what? Honestly, I haven't checked her room yet.
Yeah, because if it's a cool, pretty-looking book, chances are maybe it got commandeered.
It could have.
I don't know.
So I've been,
your kid's different than mine, but
so I've been trying to figure out the recipe for the vehicles I did for the DAC. I think I finally figured it out today.
Okay.
Because I didn't do the normal Duncan Spiel yellow. That I think Gentleman's War, the color in there, that's what they say for it. That it doesn't match the other vehicles I've done already, and I think they look really fucking cool. So I wanted to keep that. Finally, found the color today, and it looks right on the base coat. We'll see once I get the wash on it, hopefully tomorrow. But it was khaki gray.
interesting. Okay.
So it's instead of excuse me, instead of being that sharp yellow, it's got a lot more tan look to it. So it's a little more subdued, a little more sandy looking. So I was putting those together. I made some purchases.
I saw you were getting a delivery, yeah.
Yeah. It was actually kind of interesting. So the Warlord had their 4 for 3.
Yep.
So basically I got a light or a medium howitzer for free. And
Nice.
I got a couple of vehicles, I thought I needed another box of DAC infantry, but then I miscounted and found the other 24 guys in the next level of home that I thought were hungry guys, but they were not. Well, they might have been because they haven't fed them for a while.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then I went to the other side of it, and I picked up a box of 8th Army.
Yeah, those are my favorite models.
and I went hunting for some models, and went hunting for some 3D models because I wasn't interested in spending another $150 on stuff. And so now the last 2 weeks, I've been having the 3D printer running nuts. I got an 8th Army list I want to put together, which includes 2 A10s, which I found an A9 model.
Only 2.
Only 2. I'm only running double platoon.
You're not running a theater list in this case.
No, I'm not. And we'll probably get to that at some point too.
Right
and then a couple of, they would be universal carriers, but they're the Indian pattern armor car.
Similar enough.
I-Pack.
Yeah.
Well, so you pull off the tracks, you put on wheels.
Right.
But it holds 5 guys, 7+, open topped.
Still count it doesn't count as tracked then.
Correct. So it loses the turn on the spot, and it loses tracked, but it gains wheels.
I like wheels.
So, yeah, it's not a bad choice. And it's still 7+ armor, which is great.
Yeah, which is great. It's awesome for that. So.
We have lots of roads on our boards, so
we do. We like roads here.
Yeah.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
It's easier.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I just had to say it.
Started doing some vehicles, got some gears turning, really kind of excited. So so I got this Warlord box the other day, right? So it had the 4 things I ordered, plus they threw in a sprue of Canadian commandos, or from the British Canadian box set thing. So they threw a sprue of that in there, and it was kind of like, hey, just hope you don't mind, we gave you some extras. I'm like, I can find a use for those, I guess. They can be something. And they also threw in a Judge Dredd model.
Oh, I got to find a way to get rid of those.
Well, and that's what got me thinking to what we'll get to after we hear about what Jeff's doing.
Right on. But back to your point of something you were talking about, Pat, if you can't figure... This is something this is a hobby tip, right? If you can't figure out what your dudes look like before... I don't get hung up on it because I don't know if anyone's seen the famous picture. There's a famous picture that goes through the bolt action community about 50 Shades of Grey, right? What's their correct color, and then there's 50 different uniform colors.
Sure.
Oh,
So
the German
50 Shades
uniforms.
of Feldgrau.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the German uniforms. There's 24 of them laid out side by side.
So the way to get around that is instead of making one unit all the same color, you mix the other ones in. So there might be variants, and I actually kind of personally like the variants, so they don't look completely the same as these all the time. Mm-hmm. I don't know, something to think about.
Well, it's been really tough on vehicles, though.
Yeah, vehicles are a little different. Yeah,
it's tough to mix those vehicles in with other vehicles.
Well, just keep them on the other side of the display board, and nobody will even notice, probably. I mean, I will tell you, but...
Pat, why is this one so much more yellow than all the rest of your vehicles?
And you say, you're just going blind, man.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. It's the same color. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Pat?
No, as far as a hobby goes, no.
Okay.
But as far as when we talk about some theaters and stuff later, I'll have some stuff to add to sneak in there. So,
right on.
Very nice.
How about you, Jeff? What do you got going on?
Oh, trying to think what I've been doing hobby-wise. Actually, it's mostly been organizing for me this last couple of weeks here. I got my hobby kind of overflowed just before SNAFU there when I was working on tables a lot, and got disorganized downstairs. So I'm kind of going through all my boxes, organizing and trying to decide what I want to paint and what I'm going to put in a box for a couple more months. So it's mostly been organizational. I'm just kind of recovering from a little bit of burnout. Not bad burnout, just too much printing and painting for a while. So
and holidays get in there.
And holidays and everything else going on. So
right.
But but I'll have a lot organized, so when I start to paint again, it's going to go real fast.
There you go.
Usually the case.
It's a
usually
good
the
first
case
step.
for you, right? Got to have that clean space, otherwise you
I
just
got to have
can't
that
do
clean
it.
space. That's exactly right.
I usually get it clean, and then I will immediately everything will explode back onto it, and it's well, I guess I'll do that again. That's
There is
right.
that too.
I don't know. And I got ADD when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay, all right. I don't think I want to cover this topic, but we're going to do it anyway.
It's a January topic. Come
I know.
on.
We do it every Januay. We're going to review last year's goals. You put in quote or in note after it, this may not go well. LOL. I can already tell you it's not, for me at least.
Well, do we want to start with you then?
Do you have them written down? Because I don't.
Yeah, I went back and listened to
let's do it.
January.
Let's do it.
God, dude. I didn't think it was going to hold me accountable.
Yeah, well,
right.
All right, so let's start with you, Rick. What do you think was on your list to get done for this year? What do you think you put on there?
I feel like I might have had get a list done for WTC.
Ding.
Is that all I did?
No, it wasn't all. That's where you started. And you wanted to stop, but then we kept talking in the segments.
Oh, crap.
WTC was last year.
I don't remember what else it was.
Well, I'll say all of us had head down for the WTC prep.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
And then you had also said that you were going to make sure you got at least one SNAFU table ready.
Yeah. Didn't get that one done. That was a good goal, but I think.
Well, you said that you felt guilty that you didn't have a table at SNAFU yet, and you wanted to really have one or two there.
And I still do feel guilty, and I would still like to have one or two there, but it's also we'll have to have a conversation about this on the episodes, just because I get stuck where I'm like, this isn't what I visioned, or this is not. I don't know what I'm visioning anymore. I just get stuck in the middle of all of it. Like I'll buy all this shit and be like, now what do I do?
Well, invite one of us over and we'll talk it through.
Yeah, or you can just help me do it. That works too. No, we'll talk more about it, because I think
can't
that's
just do the homework for you, Rick.
I mean, you can.
You can.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between doing the homework and
being a tutor,
working through it together.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't. It's not like I'm going to get my hands dirty.
Right.
I will get my hands dirty for sure.
I think that's a good idea, because Rick still wants it to be his board, but that doesn't mean that we can't collaborate on stuff like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Well, that maybe we'll see. Cool. Who else is there? Because I'm sure Jeff met his goals.
All right. So mine, in addition to the WTC prep, is I was going to get back to my Soviets.
Yeah.
Didn't even pick up a model. Well, that's not true. I picked up some of the painted models when I had to move them from upstairs out of the way for Christmas.
Well, and to be fair, you were going to do it, and then WTC, I ended up playing Soviets. So that didn't probably help.
Yeah, I think that Soviets was one of my Soviets. I was going to do Soviets and then Americans, and then that all blew up and ended up with Brits anyway. But yeah, see episodes 73 through whatever it was. No, sorry, 69 through 72.
Just squeezing that content out.
That's right.
Yeah. I only know that point of reference because I at least listened to this part, and it was episode 68 was our last January. That's the only reason why I know that.
Right.
I don't actually memorize our episodes that much.
Lies and slander, he does.
For sure.
You know, someone always posts either in Facebook or one of our Discord and asks when we cover that. And I do actually have all of the agendas, so I can go back and search the agendas to see what we actually talked about, though. So I can usually get pretty close.
We do pretty decently at following the agenda, too, so.
Yeah.
In later episodes, for sure.
Sorry. We do cover what's on the agenda, but we do add some tangents from time to time.
Yeah, of course.
Tangent as required, I believe, was even an episode title at one point.
As you saw on an agenda somewhere.
Right. I never didn't get any Soviets done, so I kind of missed on that one a little bit. But hey, I did technically do 2.5 armies for WTC, so
nice.
Got some stuff done. Dale,
I didn't even remember we did this. Hopefully, I wasn't silly and promised.
you were going to be doing your WTC Polish. And we know how that went.
I built all of those. I primed all of those. I painted the skin on all of those.
Okay.
And then we pivoted away from that. So
and you thought that you were like, I don't know if I'm going to get these on a plane.
Well, I mean, there's the plane's not. Oh, that's right, because of all the pointy little
sharp, pokey bits.
Yeah, they're legit sharp. So
yeah, you like weld them together on the plane and make a mace out of those things.
Yeah, in the end, it wasn't. I didn't have to solve that particular possibles problem.
Yeah, as it ends up being.
Episode 74, parts 1 and 2.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you were also going to work on what you called the next generation, which then Rick was curious about how many different Star Trek pieces you're going to have, and you're like, no, next generation of your Stalingrad table.
Yes, that's right. So each Stalingrad table, there's an evolution. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what that looks like for real. So
nice.
I have ideas.
So then, Jeff, you basically said, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing now.
Well,
which you did.
I guess, I probably did accomplish most of that.
And Rick tried to get you to nail down to a few projects, and you wouldn't budge off that at all.
Yeah, nice. Well, that's because I didn't know what I was going to do, and I could not have told you last January what I was going to do.
Well, can you tell us what you're going to do this year? What are your goals for this year?
Well, we're going to that already? Damn.
Well, sure.
I was trying to hide in the back of class there till the bell rang. Here's I want to tell you that I'm not going to make any new tables this year. I'm just going to make the old ones better. But the truth is, I know I'm going to make some new tables this year. So that's kind of how that's going to go.
You're one Kickstarter away from a new table.
That's the problem. See, as soon as I see a nice looking Kickstarter that's got cool terrain that's themed for something, I'm buying it, I'm printing it, it's going out as a table. So people that make Kickstarters out there in the world, I am the sucker that buys all of your stuff. So just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep buying it.
You're clearly not the only one.
No, that's true. There's lots of people that do that, But yeah, so we're going to do some new tables this year. I think I'm going to try to limit myself to 2. And I'm just going to say I'm doing 2, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try to squeeze in any extras. So, because I would like to make tables that look better than the ones I currently have. And that's going to require me to spend more specific time on those tables. So
you're going quality over quantity.
Well, I've got quantity already. I mean, I can field... Cripes, if I was willing to use some of the first terrain I ever made for bolt action, I could field like 15 tables right now. So
jeez,
I don't really need more tables per se.
Right.
But again, the problem is I was organizing the basement here with all my multiple tubs that I'm absolutely running out of room for. Is that like I've got these tables and they're awesome, but damn, where do you put all of them eventually, right?
Mini storage.
Yeah,
I
really don't want to do that.
Storage unit.
SNAFU storage unit may not be awful in the upcoming horizon.
Yeah, well, that might be a thing I have to do because I don't really want to. I have a very understanding wife, but even she's starting to be like, "Can we do other things down here in this space?"
Yeah, I've got the one room that is my workshop that is peaked at capacity, and I had some out in the family room for a while, and my wife kind of gave me a sideways look like, don't you have a room where these are supposed to go? I'm like, I do. So.
Yep. Yeah.
She's like, I gave you an entire room, and it's not small. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know, but I need just a little bit more. So I'm going to do some work on that, sort through some stuff. And the other problem is, because I 3D print so much stuff, I've got a lot of crap that's like, I 3D printed this, and it didn't print quite right. But I feel weird throwing it away. That just
FUBAR bin.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I need a FUBAR bin, right? Because I don't want to just throw that stuff in the trash. That seems wasteful. But at the same time, it's sitting in a box in my basement, and it's never going to go anywhere. So it's not really doing much better there. So.
No, we can give it away as FUBARs at a tournament, and then they can throw it away.
Some of this stuff looks really doggy, though.
Yeah, I don't know what options for recycling that kind of thing is. So.
There isn't really. That's just it. Like they tell you PLA is biodegradable, but like that's sort of like it's biodegradable.
What's the goddamn timeline on that?
Exactly. Like it's biodegradable because you'll be dead before it biodegrades. So I'm sure that's okay.
Theoretically, at some point, it will not be
right
it anymore.
Sure. Right. And so,
but that can be said for almost anything. So
well, that's just it, right? Biodegradable is we're waiting for that invention of like plastic-eating microbes that will take care of it for you.
Those exist, and they scare the shit out of me. Because
there's
one bad move, and like it's just eating every plastic.
Well, yeah.
That sounds great.
I didn't like modern society. Did you?
No, not anymore. Apparently, it's like it just eats everything.
Right.
Because everything's made out of plastic. Because
that's how we roll, baby.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to work on making some tables a little bit better this year, and I think I'm going to try to post some photos of stuff I'm working on in our Discord, so you'll actually get to see me making progress, because that'll motivate me to actually make some progress on it, rather than trying to cram it in just before Op SNAFU in that last month, because November got a little hairy for me.
Right.
It was long.
Yeah.
How about you, Dale? I think you kind of touched on it earlier.
As far as what?
As far as what your plans are for this year's hobby goals for bolt action.
Oh, it's. I have a feeling I should probably play it safe. For me, it's probably similar to you guys. It's do you have the space to create the environment that's going to be conducive to whatever the goals are that you set up? And so, over the past 2 or 3 years, I've acquired most of the stuff that I need to make some amazing boards, like the rest of you guys have turned out, and to just kind of follow in the tradition. But I've got one room effectively dedicated as my office where I do when I'm working from home, sitting there, and just behind me, I've got our old dining room table that is just covered in all of my paint and my workspace and all of the other things that have accumulated over the past 6 months. And I can't build a table on that, not a 6x4 table and 2x2 spaces. And so, and I was trying to figure out, well, what kind of solution can I work out? And so I've kind of got the blessing for a second room, but my daughter has to move out of that room and into the basement. So fingers crossed that gets done sooner rather than later. I've already got a section of 6x4 table I can set everything up on. I'm going to have to get another one then to follow up on that. So if I can get the space, it's fun putting it together. It's really cool to see it, and I think we all look forward to the feeling of showing something off for the first time. Especially if you're really happy with it and proud of it.
Yep.
And I love that feeling, and at the same time, every year we've done something really cool collectively. Well, I mean individually, but together with Operation SNAFU, and I'd like to be able to say that I'm contributing to that again. So, we'll have to wait and see. Realistically, if I can get things done, I think 2 new tables is realistic, depending upon how much else we plan to do. But I didn't do shit. Well, I didn't finish anything last year, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'd love to do it again, though. I think that would be good. So, like I said, immediately after the last Operation SNAFU, for about 2 weeks straight, I was working on that stuff. But then World of Warcraft dropped, so I started playing that, and then I ended up having to wrap a shitload of gifts for my wife, and then the family's coming over, and it's the holidays. But that's starting to quiet down now, and everything's pretty much set up. I'm just waiting for the space to open up. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to use the front room where the board gaming table is set up, but I guess that is kind of as a last resort. It's just that I lose that space if I'm building the tank factory or the rest of the stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Sure.
Sweet.
Right on.
Pat, what did you say?
For this year?
Yeah.
We're gonna expand the deck. We're gonna hope to get at least about 1,500 points in options and 8th Army. And I think I'm gonna play a fun year. Last year I think it was a little competitive, intense, and I'm just gonna maybe throttle back a little bit if that's possible. I don't know that I can do that, and not have to run the absolute tool to the nuts list and just play something with maybe other choices. So
we're not going to Worlds this year, so that helps.
Oh, you're not?
Not the
WTC.
Not the team championship.
I think you're going to the other one. Are you still guys going to that other one?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been given clearance to. I'm just a little dodgy on what the travel plans and arrangements are going to end up being. So
I think I've already got flights, dates, and everything. So I'll be in London at that time, whether we're there together participating or I'm there on holiday. Well, I guess that remains to be seen. But
yep.
Okay. Cool.
So, and then much like Jeff, I don't need more boards, but I think going back to some of my other boards that maybe some of the players have given indirect feedback that they don't particularly enjoy playing those boards, and maybe trying to make those better. So,
see, I try to make my scenarios unfun, not my boards.
Right?
There's probably a little bias in there, though. Like they see the board and they hate it because they hate the scenario, even though they don't understand why they hate the table.
That's why I put the same scenario on a different board just to mess with them.
There you go. And name it different things.
And name it slightly different things just to F with people. It's fun, man.
Yeah, and then tell them that somebody has to play on the table. That's
right.
There's
yeah,
to it.
So you're forced to. Yeah, someone has to play on this table today. Cool. And then laugh maniacally when they're not looking.
So we'll see. We'll see how well we did in 2024. But I think all. Wait, sorry, Rick. What? Let's not skip you. Almost let you off easy.
Yeah, I was hoping I was going to get away with it. I shouldn't have said anything more. Dang it. I think my goal for this year is just going to get that Indian Army done, and I think I'm going to call it quits at that because that's enough hobby for me. And it's going to take me a couple months to even push myself into it, and I'll see what else whatever gravy I can get after that.
I'll see if I can't find new ways to motivate you.
There's nothing wrong with
taser?
that, though, Rick. It's good to set goals you think you can accomplish.
Right. Yes, I'm a pessimist at heart. So
what's that SMART thing they do to make them specific, metric, or measurable? Realistic is one of them in there too.
I'm not familiar with that. Where I was at college, they told you to dream possible dreams.
Oh, sorry. Corporate America is everything is the SMART goal. But yeah, dream possible dreams.
That's what they told you, Jeff.
That sounds like the hippie version.
Pat your shoulder. Dream realistic dreams.
Yeah, they're like, you're probably not going to accomplish anything, so pick something that's a little easier.
You also haven't spent any time in corporate America, Jeff.
Hell no. Not personally. Hell no.
Right.
I avoid that like the plague, man.
I'm in it and I avoid it like the plague, so I'm like the worst corporate employee probably ever.
I make the Kool-Aid and drink it.
Oh, I haven't drank the Kool-Aid since 3 jobs ago. I also realize it doesn't matter, but that's why I'm where I am and not advanced. I'm not some bigwig because I don't know what smart means. SMRT.
SMRT, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's an E in there. Wait, what?
Oh. Yes. It's a Simpsons reference for all those Simpsons fans out there. Yeah. That's what my goal is. I'm not gonna put anything else on there because that didn't work out for me last year. All right. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It is what it is. I don't know what this next topic is. Pat, knock it out.
Well, so a while back we were doing those monthly painting contests.
Yeah, I was thinking about that lately.
Do we still have in the coffers? We can squeeze out another one. Maybe start in. Oh, we can run mid-month to mid-month, I suppose.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
we have the funds.
I was thinking. So you paint 3 models: a fantasy, a fun, and a fiction. And I had 3. I mean, the fiction can be sci-fi or whatever, but this way we got the 3F contest. You paint 1 model from fantasy. You paint 1 model that's just for fun, so it can be anything you want it to, and you paint 1 model that's fictional or sci-fi. Put a post in it, and then all those that participate, like we ran in the past, Rick will take all the names of those that participated and randomly select someone to win a something.
Something. There's someone out there I still owe one to, but he was moving and stuff, so I don't know where he ended up. But if you're listening, you could probably call me. Not call me. That's a horrible choice. Reach me on Discord. Yeah, don't actually call me because first of all, you don't have my phone number. Secondly, I don't answer my phone.
It is 555.
Yeah, let's not dox me, please.
1-900. Wait, what?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Anyway, there's somebody that I still owe one to, but he told me he deferred because he was moving and was like he was moving continents or something crazy like that. I was like, okay, well, we'll hit you up later. Yeah, he's probably still unpacking in the New World or wherever he is now.
The New World.
His New World. I don't know what his New World. I feel like he was moving to Europe, something like that. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you could set up a Discord channel for that, and we could see some pics of what people are fantasy, fun, and fiction models look like. I thought that up when I pulled that Judge Dredd model out of there. I'm like, sure. I gotta find some way to use this thing. I can't.
Sure.
So I'm like, you know what? Sure. Let's do that.
Now, to be fair, it has to be 3 models. As I'm going to stipulate this, your fantasy can't be your fiction model, right?
That's fair.
Correct.
right? And
yeah,
it can't be a fun model.
if anyone listened to 68, and we were going over our checklist from the previous year, you were kind of tirading Jeff and I for using the same model for 2 different categories.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that.
So,
Absolutely, that doesn't work.
Now it's in the rules.
Do we give them more than a month? We'll set up the rules in the Discord because maybe they want more time. But
sure, yeah, because it is 3 models.
Yeah, so
not everyone can paint at Jeff's speed. I mean,
not
Jeff
to
will
their,
probably
not
have this
to
done
their,
before I release the episode. So
yeah, not to their happiness level
Painting
or something.
It as we speak.
You're painting him still, Jeff? I'm already done, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Okay, you have to have models that didn't start as painted at this time.
So you got to point. You got to post pictures before you do it.
Them.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I know.
Something new.
Something blue. Something borrowed.
Well, the blue can be fun. Well, I guess you'd borrow paint. You can borrow one of my models and paint it. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm just joking about the old wedding saying. Sure. Yeah,
something old, new, borrowed blue. Yeah.
Yep. Maybe we'll do that one of them. That'd be fun.
You know something? That might be a way to kickstart someone's hobby.
Get married?
Yes. No.
Do you give them models for their wedding present?
Do a model swap.
Okay.
So if I was painting just one model for somebody, like one of you guys, I'd actually want to make sure that I got that done and I did a good job with it. Right?
It kind of leads into our next topic.
It's a lot easier to put my stuff aside and go find something else that either needs my attention or is less bothersome. But if it's like someone came up and said, "Hey, can you take care of this for me? I think that would be amazing." I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I could do that." I would feel duty bound to do that.
So everyone give Dale a model.
No.
No.
Because you can say,
that's what I heard.
You can say yes.
All 3 of us.
You can say yes once. Well, no, it's like we'll do a model swap.
Right. Yes.
I'll give Pat a model. Pat will give Jeff a model. Jeff will give Rick a model. Rick will give me a model. Something like that. Anyways.
Or a Secret Santa. We could do a Secret Santa.
It might
I don't know who the model was.
I mean, maybe if one of us gets stuck somewhere along the way, it's just like, oh, here's a model. Now you have to paint it. One of those things. It's like, every. There's some memes like, it's getting closer. Here comes the model. It's like I don't know if you watched the old British television show with Clarkson and May and with the cars, Top Gear. They'd go on their adventures, and they'd each select a car for whatever task that they were going to perform. But ultimately, there's a 4th car that would follow them inevitably. If someone broke down, they would have to just. And no one ever wanted to have to drive that car. But as the thing went by, it kept getting a little bit closer. Anyways, maybe we might want to find a way to use that as motivation.
It's like if somebody doesn't have like a new hobby update in like 2 months, like here comes the model.
Right. It's like, oh, nothing new this month. Okay.
Oh, Rick hasn't painted anything. We better maybe. Jeff will never get hit with that one for sure. But
try not to.
That's great. Jeff doesn't need help in that regard.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's funny. That's a good idea. And that probably kind of leads right into the next topic, which is breaking the hobby funk. I'm in that funk still. Hardcore. Although actually, I'm putting models together, but I just haven't. Okay, several problems. First, my priming station's in the basement. It's cold as heck down there.
Yep.
And it's a mess. It's now way less.
A sweater.
Well,
yeah, it's still hard when it's cold, man. No one wants to sit there and it's cold and paint.
Well, and I'm like I have half done construction down there, so there's like insulation, 2x4s and shit down there.
You have to walk by a lot of project work before you can even get to the station
a lot of
to do the other project. Yeah, it's
definitely some anxiety. Like you're like, I really don't want to get the.
Yeah, on the way to doing the thing that you've put off, you're looking at all the other stuff that you still have to do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a lot cleaner now because my water heater broke and it was all wet. Ugh. So,
that's a rough way to clean.
It's the worst way to clean, quite honestly. It was not my favorite after it was 3 days of cleaning. So yeah, that's not my favorite. It's still not perfect, but it's definitely more organized now. It was definitely a mess down there. So the airbrush is unscathed, so I should get the Indians primed. But it's yes, I own a sweater, Pat, to answer that question. But it is also a matter of like I don't have my airbrush in my painting room,
sure,
because it's loud. Like,
yeah, my airbrush is in the same room as my 3D printer, which is the same room with all my terrain. But my actual hand painting station,
brush painting, yeah.
brush painting is upstairs in the living room. So I'm at least in the same room with my wife when she's watching TV and whatnot.
Sure.
So
yeah, that's nice.
That makes it easier.
Hand painting would be like using your fingers to do it.
Finger painting?
Finger painting. Well, no, use your whole hand, not just the fingers. Yeah. I don't know how that would work, but
eat the glue too. No, wait.
I mean,
any glue used on miniatures, don't eat that glue.
Don't eat that glue. That'd be really not good for you, probably.
Yeah, I'm firmly on the side of don't eat any glue. So
once you get out of kindergarten, you should probably not eat
unless it's frosting. Frosting's glue.
Baker's glue.
Yeah, that's the best glue. I'll eat that glue. Anyway. Yeah, it got me excited. It got me hungry again. Damn it. It's like, now I gotta go eat some cake. I don't have any cake. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, getting out of that hobby funk. We got some ideas for you to get out of it. The first one, Pat, is obvious, and this is always... It works for me sometimes. Buy something that excites you, or get something that excites you. You don't have to buy it if you can not buy it. You can print it or whatever. There's plenty of other ways of getting stuff. Or
Obtain,
yeah. Yep. There's definitely ways to do it. It's usually easiest just to buy it.
In America anyway.
Yeah. Yes. It tends to be the case. It could be anything, right? Like a new airbrush or a new Winsor Newton 7 or whatever your equivalent fancy schmancy brush. Or I busted out my wet palette. I haven't put it back together yet, but I'm like, that excites me. Like to do new methods and things, or these weird metallic paints.
There you go. Yep. That's just find something that makes you want to sit down, because honestly, that's the toughest thing to do is to sit down and just put paint on minis. Yep. If you haven't done it in a while and you found plenty of ways to not do it,
right?
You need to have something that reminds you and excites you about it again.
And to that extent, you kind of hit on another thing that I think is important if you're trying to get out of that funk. Right? Like, I started reading again. I haven't read a book in 2 years. Right? So putting a dedicated half hour not on the toilet to reading a book. Yeah, right? So like I will like deliberately like be like, okay, the kids are down, I'll go sit on the couch and read my book for half an hour. It's kind of the same thing with painting, right? You just like sit down for half an hour. You don't have to be an hour.
Start with 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, painting might be a little hard to do in 10 minutes, but you probably get a color on some models, right? Get your one model out and paint one color. And that's a good place to start.
That's a good start. That's right.
Yeah. It's another way to get around it. I should take my own advice. You guys also mentioned it before, and I think it's another good one, is like clean your space. Get it ready. Yep. Have it be the way you want it. So so for the first 2 weeks or first week of your 10 minutes or half hour, organize your shit and then have it ready.
Yep. I did this towards the end of last year. Purge all that stuff you're not going to get to, so it's not hanging over your head. Reduce your pile of shame.
Yeah, or at least at a minimum, put it in a box and get it out of your space so you're not looking at it all the time. I definitely have done that where I feel a lot better. I clean the closet out and I put it all in a spot that I don't have to look at it until I need something, and then I curse at myself for putting it all in one spot. But
yeah, that's the thing too.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Those are the main ways to like make your hobby time like valuable.
Yes.
Or more efficient, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Try to be. I mean, I don't know. Someone told me that when we had the twins, like, actually it might have been before. I don't remember. One of our friends, Eric, was like, okay, when you're having newborn, like, you gotta like just run away and hide for 10 minutes and then come back. You gotta make sure you get it in or you're not going to do it anymore. And I didn't get it in, so it stopped for a while. But bring it back, baby.
There you go. Yep.
All right.
You could also watch some battle reports.
It always seems to help. I feel like there's just so few these days, but they're definitely coming back again. I've seen a couple new ones coming out.
Okay, that's good. Rewatch some of your old favorites. I don't know.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't remember the one I just recently saw. It was they cut it down to like half an hour, which seems to be.
That's good. I don't like those 2-hour ones. I'm just like
you're watching the whole game every minute of it.
I'm not going to do that. But but I like the highlights.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, was it Once Bitten? He used to do some awesome fantasy bat reps. And
right.
he was just basically, he would just have still pictures of different parts of the game and would just kind of talk through what happened at the key element. And those were all like 15, 20 minutes, and they were fantastic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So something like that is something that's going to keep my attention a little more, especially if people are taking pictures of gorgeous-looking models.
Yep.
I liked you there, too. But what broke my hobby funk was, so we had a Gentleman's War box that we talked about last and expanding on that. And so what I did is I went through all the theaters for both Germany and Great Britain, and we'll touch on all these later in the episode. And I listed out all the units that were in any one of those theaters, and like, okay, I want to make and I also double check to make sure they were allowed in reinforced platoons, and that's how I made a list for both my 8th Army and my DAC. And then I sent those to Bo Mortensen, and he did kind of the same thing, but he chose his favorite theater selector out of there. And just between going back and forth and messaging with him and watching the videos he made with my list, I'm like, all right, cool. Now I got to start painting this stuff, and that's what kind of broke it for me. So that was kind of interesting.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got me rolling back on that. So I was excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm painting again. So there you go.
Yeah.
Any other tips you guys think of? Dale, what's are you still in your hobby funk, or are you even keel?
No, I'm well, it's the amount of projects and work I have potentially, it's just overwhelming. And so I think for myself, I've got the big long-term goals, and in my mind that these things that kind of have to happen in order to facilitate that. And I was just kind of thinking the 10 minutes a day thing might be what does it for me, because it's like, well, I can find 10 minutes to sit down and dedicate to doing this one thing, even if it's cleaning up a portion of my space or reorganizing my paints or whatever the case, those little things. Because if I can commit to 10 minutes a day, and who can't actually do that? We all can do that. After 2 weeks...
Can and want is two different things.
Well, I mean, I think we all, those of us in a funk who are still interested in the hobby and aren't being overwhelmed or actually distracted with other things that are more important. I'm not in that space. I don't have a ton of other things going on that I just can't do the hobby. So that's not me. I mean, so real life isn't such that I can't do it. So I can, and I think most people who can do it kind of want to do it. And so I'm thinking if I can just do 10 minutes a day, every day, that actually is going to kind of add up. And then I'm going to find those other things, and I'm going to start planning, and there will be a list, and then it's like, okay, I can do this and this. And I think that's going to be what I'm going to try. So, and it's nice because it's late on a Saturday evening. So tomorrow, Sunday, I definitely can find 10 minutes to kind of kick this thing off. So I think I'm going to give that a shot.
Especially when the Vikings are down, you can turn the TV off and do other things.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm up early tomorrow morning, and I'm thinking that I've been getting up early in the morning quite often recently. I might try some early morning things where before I really kickstart my day, my normal day, maybe I'll sit in the office and figure something out, even just 10 minutes. So we'll see. Sweet. Yeah.
There was going to be, I had to step away for 1 second, but there was one channel that it's always been inspiring is James Wapple on YouTube. Like, he has a ton of really cool shit in here. They're really long, though. They're really long. 2-hour videos on how to, like, paint a truck.
Didn't we kickstart one of his video collections at one point?
Right.
Yeah, we have his painting series.
Yeah, we have his full painting series, but he has since moved to YouTube and done a bunch of stuff. I think he's used that same setup to make do a more, right, like one model type thing. There used to be some bolt action here. I'm looking. Here we go. There's ruined tanks and some battle. He's even got some battle reports in here. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know he did that. But yeah, there's definitely there's some bolt action here. Very little, but there's a lot of stuff that probably applies to other things. You learn techniques as you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his painting is phenomenal.
It's so good. He just won. He won some conquest thing. His models look incredible. Like they're featuring his stuff on their website now or something. But
can't go wrong with that.
I follow him on Facebook, so yeah, you can't not be inspired when you look at his stuff.
Right.
So
he's
frustratingly
a great guy,
good. He really is.
Yeah,
a nice
I
guy.
mean, I don't know if he still does, but he used to feature really heavily, or not heavily, prominently at Adepticon. And so
yes.
you could go and talk to him, and he was always just really super. His wife as well. They're great.
That's another thing. If you are looking for something to get you out of the funk, there's a bajillion hobby things at Adepticon. If you're going to Adepticon, I found that like even doing one paint class instead of doing what other game system thing, dude, there you always learn something.
Their hobby seminar thing.
Yeah,
yeah, like you do a lot of those.
They're enjoyable. They're usually they're not very long. If you find the right
thing, you can get
thing.
some really crap ones though. Holy cow!
You can. The one I'm thinking of was Angel. I can't remember his last name.
Geraldes.
Like, dude, that Geraldes, that guy that paints for Infinity. So like the pinnacle of painters.
If I'm not mistaken, he's joined Games Workshop.
Really, as one of their heavy metal dudes.
I don't know if he's one of the heavy metal dudes.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look through the Facebook friends.
Actually, be intrigued to see his paint style on GW miniatures because it is different than how they typically paint stuff. So
I think he just released a new airbrush too. So
nice.
I remember there was one year a buddy of mine took one of the classes, and he was this was at Adepticon, and he's going through how he do all these paints and stuff like that. And someone asked him, "Well, how'd you do that if you're going to do it for 10 guys?" And the guy's like, "Well, I wouldn't do that. I would never paint 10 guys the same." And they're like, "Dude, you know what convention you're at, right?" Like everyone here has squads of miniatures.
Yeah, you don't. We're not painting one miniature. Well, and I mean that's not entirely true, right? Because they have the award thing too, right? So you're painting. Yeah, some people are painting one model for that
thing.
Every
so often you're painting just one really nice miniature, but
or you're painting your lieutenant or whatever. Yes. Like you might be painting one guy better. That was the other class I remember taking. That was like painting faces and like how to properly paint a face. And you're like that was super good. I don't use any of it because it takes forever. But you could. I could. Yeah. Well, and that's not entirely true, right? I probably learned. Right, he probably taught me 10 different things to do. I probably used 2 or 3 of them. It elevated my painting a little bit, but it didn't. I didn't go as far as like, okay, I'm making, I'm spending a half hour on every face on every model. Like that's absurd. But
base coat, wash. Maybe highlight. I don't paint eyes.
Yeah, I don't paint eyes either.
I've known guys that like do the paint the 5 o'clock shadow stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's not me.
I mean, it's cool that people can do that. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
My painting's not good enough to be able to even notice it's a 5 o'clock shadow. It would just look like his chin's darker. Yeah. But it looks good from across the table. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I'd say my eyes. I can't. My old eyes don't focus in that intently.
Yeah. Well, and half the models you get, they don't really even have eyes. They just have these sunken spots where the eyes are supposed to be.
I think that's why I like painting my deck, because a lot of the guys had like goggles on.
Yes, they did.
So
and even like they even had like bandanas over their faces, so you can't even you don't even have to paint faces on a lot of dudes, which is nice.
Yep.
Maybe that's why I like that army so much.
Can understand. That's funny. Yeah. I'm going to take a short break here and come back, and we will talk about some other stuff. Right?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
I like music.
Happen.
Do you like music?
Yes.
I like Dags.
Any requests?
I like Dags.
I like Dags.
Any requests? Besides Waltzing Matilda?
Damn it. I don't have one right off the top of my head. I can give you one, but not right now.
All right, fair enough.
You put me on the spot.
We'll find out together.
Yeah, we usually do.
That's the best way.
If one of us has to know.
Well, Pat
usually
will know,
you.
It'll be
Pat
a
will know.
surprise for the rest of us.
I will know, but I don't know now, unless future me popped back and gives me a heads up. So
yeah, I don't have anything.
Well,
right.
I hope the future you would give you more useful information.
You're not going to tell you the $1 billion lottery numbers, but he'll tell you what song you're going to play.
Damn, I wish the lottery numbers that would be better. I would take that. Anyway, all right, we'll be back in a few minutes. Hope you enjoy the music.
Stars above know the one I love, and you got me in the palm of your hand, but I love it. Sweet Sue, just you. Moon up high knows the reason, tells me why. It's the season, Sue, baby. It's you. No one else it seems ever shares my dream. Without you, what I do in this heart. Sue, dry your pretty eyes of blue. Tears are never meant for you. Smile a while, please do. Sue, don't believe the things you hear. You know I'm lonely for only sweet you. Every star above knows the one I love, sweet Sue. Just you. And the moon up high knows the reason why, sweet Sue. Baby, I know it's you.
No one else, it seems, ever shares my dreams. Without you, dear, don't know what I'd do. In this heart of mine, you live all the time.
Sweet Sue, just you. Rip.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the music.
I loved it.
I did too.
It's not one of their best songs we've had, but it worked.
I much preferred their. Oh damn it! I can't think of the quote. Dang it! I've totally just farted out the quote. Just thinking American Psycho. Much preferred their. You know what's top. It's people. Someone out there knows it. Someone will tell me in Discord. It's just totally just blew.
We just throw stuff in here just so we could prove people listen to it when they actually answer.
Kind of. It's kind of like it's totally. I definitely clicked an email once last week. This is a very quick tangent. I clicked on an email that was spam, and the moment I read it, I got a call from them. It was that they were creepy.
That is awful.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even have to click on anything in the email. I just opened it in Gmail, and it was like that. I immediately got a call from them. I'm like, that's disturbingly gross. You're like, you guys are desperate.
Yeah,
something like that. Anyway, the music was great, and it was not Huey Lewis in the News. That's all I know.
That would be correct,
unless they did travel in time.
Did they go back in time?
Oh boy.
No, they did once.
Anyway.
Right?
I'm surprised that you knew that, Pat. You've got some good Huey Lewis in the news chops.
Well, thank you. I've been around.
All right. One of the topics.
Someone's getting his back attack.
Rick doesn't know what we're talking about, and Jeff probably.
No, I know. No, I know who Huey Lewis and the News are. I like their music.
They had songs in Back to the Future.
They did.
And
He was actually
second one
in time.
yeah. Huey Lewis himself was the dude that says, "You guys are just too loud." Was when they tried out for the dance.
The bands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Huey Lewis himself. Anyway, okay. Topic that doesn't pertain to autocannons, which is what we're going to talk about now. You wrote fad or fic.
So,
Wait,
do
what's
you
the
remember
fic mean?
back fiction?
Oh.
So fact or fiction, not
Basically.
fad or fiction.
Well, no, is it becoming a fad, or is it just simply... So, back when I wrote my WTC list, I had 2 autocannons in it. And after we came back, if you dig through the salt, and we actually talked about what our lists were, I said either I'm onto something or I'm on something. It turns out I might have been onto something, because they are cropping up heavy in a lot of the lists that Bo is reviewing for Europe Meta as the counter to the Dacus Stewart. And
Yeah.
I just didn't have enough. They're basically, the lists are running 3 or 4 different autocannons.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of autocannon.
Oh, I mean, they're useful.
They kind of hit the middle of the ground, right? They do okay against some armor. And
They do okay against
light armor.
Light armor,
yes, yeah. And as we all know,
As
they
we
can
learned.
tear apart infantry units.
Autocannons can, yeah.
Well, and the strength of them is you're rolling 2 dice.
Yep.
Yes.
It's an extra roll to hit.
Yeah.
Mitigates that bad roll thing.
Right, it's a hedge.
And if they're on an armored car, you're even increasing your chances of getting a side shot in those Stewarts.
Yep.
Which
is key.
yes, because now it drops their armor from 8 to 6 effectively.
Without your pen or with your pen? You still have your pen?
Well,
Or that is with your
the
pen.
Stewart is side for -1, and it has thin sides or riveted construction or
that's
something
right,
like that. So
yeah.
it's additional -1.
Yes.
And then you're essentially dropping their armor from 8 down to 6, and now you've got a +2 pen.
Yeah.
With your light and a +3 with the heavy.
So you got a good chance of more than glancing.
But as a minimum, you're going to put D2 pins on it.
Right.
And now you start pinning those Stewarts, and their effectiveness drops off dramatically, especially people who run, God help me, the inexperienced Stewarts.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a horrible choice. Well, I mean,
It can be a horrible choice, but
it
it's not
can
always
be.
a horrible choice.
can be. Yes.
if you're
yeah.
running them, you know you're rolling a bucket of dice, and you're counting on 7s anyway.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
And they're
You're
cheap
playing a
enough,
style.
Yeah, they're cheap enough that you probably have an extra one. So
Yeah.
If you're buying the inexperienced one, you have at least one more, for sure.
What is it, like 115 for inexperienced?
Right. That sounds about right. 115, 120. 115, I think you're
What, you
right.
don't have Easy Army open?
I don't right now.
Disappointing.
Yeah, well, Windows Update took all of my memory for some reason. This last Windows Update killed my computer. I'm going to have to put another 16 gigs of RAM in it or something.
well, yeah, there's the operating system, and then there's Chrome on top of that. So
Yeah, Chrome is eating memory too. And we're recording, so I had to close all the tabs.
Yeah.
I do have one for the SNAFU self-storage unit if we ever have to do it. They're kind of expensive.
Yeah, that's the
Anyway.
other reason I don't have one already.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I think they're great. They scared the shit out of me when I played against them.
90 points inexperienced, and then add 15 back in.
Okay, so 105.
105.
Yeah,
That's even
105.
better.
Stupid cheap, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's still pretty stupid cheap at regular because it's 135 at regular or 130,
140 for the American Recce version.
which is
it's
nice.
great value.
I guess.
It's great value.
Yeah.
Which and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jeff, but I was pretty sure it was only the Soviets that did the bristled guns with those, and the rest of the Americans and the British didn't really do that with their M3s.
Well,
they moved down to
yeah,
better
because
tanks.
here's the thing: you stick that many guns on, you can't hit shit with them. I mean, the guy's got 3 cans of ammo in the tank, and he's going to blow through them, and he's not going to hit a damn thing.
He's got one guy shooting both guns, and you got toe on the next gun. Like,
I mean, trying to think of it. Okay, get yourself a box of hot tamales, cut open both ends and look through the skinny end, and that's your field of vision. Now try to hit anything with that when you're shooting a machine gun. You know, I mean, get out of here, man.
It's just rate of fire.
It's waste.
Being able to put guns down.
It's a waste of personnel and ammo, and the Americans figured it out real quick.
Sure.
And they just got better tanks.
Well, I mean, eventually.
Not bolt action better, but
yeah.
Actual real world war effectiveness.
Well, they're pretty effective in bolt action, so we'll play with that for now.
Yeah, they are.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
There's not much else to say about them other than that they're good. I didn't realize you could get them. I guess if you have multiple platoons, there's ways to get more.
So if you do dual platoons, like the German armored cars, a lot of them have
autocannons.
And only one of them is the 259 is also closed top. In addition to the British, the Humber Mark II is a closed top with an autocannon. Of course, the 222 for Germans, which is open top, same thing. You know, at 95 points. Yeah. So I mean, there's even some good. I'll use the air quotes, which is great for radio or podcast, whichever ones you listen to, I guess.
Right.
That, you know, if you take that tank slot, there's autocannons you can grab in there too. You know.
Aren't there some twin-linked autocannons somewhere, or am I thinking 40K?
There's a couple.
So in the artillery slot, the British have one that you can basically get like an 8-shot autocannon for like 130 points.
The Germans do too.
The Germans have the flak furling, which is a quad autocannon.
Yeah, there's an Opel Blitz with the flak quad with a quad on the back. You can armor the cab up too.
What's the one that's mounted? Is it?
There's one on there's German tank.
It's a whirly
Kugelblitz.
Kugelblitz.
Yeah.
The Whirlwind, which is an open top version.
The Whirlwind.
Whirlwind has the quad and open top.
There you
go. Has the 2 and a closed top, which is
heavies even.
Yeah, which is scary.
Because you know if you're
getting quite a few points there at that point, though.
Yeah, that's the 200.
Yeah, but it's really flipping good
on an Armor 9.
I think it looks cool too, doesn't it? The
Yes,
which one?
I do have a Kugelblitz turret. Because now that the Tiger, if you're in the Panzer IV, doesn't matter. You just change the turret out and you got the Kugelblitz.
That's true. The British have access to an AA Crusader tank that I believe has 2 light autocannons and a closed turret.
Nice.
And they don't. I don't think there's rules for a skink, unfortunately, but that's a Canadian pattern one that's got. I think.
Oh no, D-Day 3.
Yeah, I thought that they was the skink in there.
Yeah, yes. The skink might be 4 heavy machine guns, though. I'm not sure if that's autocannons.
Yeah, it's like one of those that they built 3 of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some autocannon love out there.
Yep. I love them, by the way. I didn't say that earlier. I love autocannons. I think they're absolutely one of the best investments, particularly because as this game is, let me rephrase that, as second edition is maturing, people are bringing more and more dudes to do those big order dice lists because that feels like the meta they've found. And autocannons eat those lists. Well, they eat those squads for lunch anyway. You might not win the game, but
Crusader 3, 110 points has the heavy autocannon.
They're capable of pinning anything that is armored. So, unless it's veteran, and we don't see a lot of veteran armor.
Very few veteran armor.
Unless you're running a special character at SNAFU.
Right.
There was only one of those, so it's not.
There was
still not very common. He never got killed. That's amazing. That doesn't actually surprise me because doesn't he like ignore the first hit?
Yeah.
Or the first
and he auto
first
goes
roll.
back into cover.
Yeah, it does all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. Anyway, so I don't think they're a fad. Maybe they're a fad, but they're not fiction, right? They definitely have a role to play, and they definitely work, right?
Yeah, I think they're very good.
And I think they're finally coming into the light. So apparently, I was onto something.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I just didn't have enough of them.
Yeah, you need to bring more. That's always the answer.
I only had 2.
Because again, at that point, how much are you putting into that list? Like, right? Because that's 400-ish points if you have 4 of them, give or take.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, you swing the matchups, and there's some pairs.
The Humber Mark II is 95. So let's see. The Polston AA truck, which can have 4 autocannons for 135 points. That's 8 shots.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's so good.
It's really good.
Granted, it's still soft skin, but Jesus.
It's just for those points, you're okay with that. I mean, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting.
35. Wow, that'll wreck a Stewart's day.
As long as the Steward hasn't gotten you first, but
right. Yeah.
A little harder for him to kill actual artillery pieces, though, too, if you have artillery ones. At least with the Steward. No, it's a ton of machine gun shots. Never mind.
Especially if it goes crazy and has the pintle for another 5. That's like, what, 22 shots or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty nuts.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, it's still not great.
Well, no, I mean, we know what the Steward is, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's nice to know that it's finally getting some counter.
Well,
so I think that was needed.
Yeah, I think we're just, like you said, you discovered there's there. You just go with it. So
it keeps them in check, right? Hopefully, it'll keep some of those lists in check.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So we talked last time about the Gentleman War Box, right? So we broke it down, looked at it, figured out what was in there. Did we add on to it last time? Can't remember if we added any more boxes.
We did.
We kind of added on some more stuff.
Yeah, we kind of added on. Yep.
So now we're going to talk about how you could use that to make theater lists. Yeah. Well, I guess there's more than just the more than British and Germans in here.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna talk about the theaters that were in North Africa.
Right. So obviously that's more than just Germany and Britain, but that's where it started from.
You can throw in Italy and the U.S. into that mess too.
Yes, you can. Oh, what fun!
Yeah, there might even be someone that'll play Italy. You never know.
You never know.
There's a lot of talk about it in Discord lately. There's a lot of. Well, they were talking about it more in friendly gameplay, though, not necessarily tournament play, but definitely some love. I went and looked at the starter box because I was like, those models are freaking amazing. They're super nice models. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
That their rules suck so bad.
Yeah.
But, and they got a lot of great units added in the latest campaign book.
Yeah, they're only as good as their army rules, though, too. To a degree.
Yeah. And again, I think it's going to come down to tournament organizers doing what they want to do for that if they want to encourage those to come. And I will do that, and I did for Operation SNAFU and Recon Rumble, and I probably will for any tournaments going forward, is I will take out the Savante Avoya and give them access support instead, because that makes sense.
Another way to get an autocannon.
All the other, that too. All the other minor powers have access support.
Yeah.
So,
which is that's ridiculous that the one doesn't.
There's a lot of ridiculousness in there.
Yep. Anyway, that's a great way. If you want to talk to Pat about that more, you can reach out to him on Discord because he's got ways to make Italians playable in tournaments. You guys could probably figure it out on your own, or you probably already talked about it because we talked about it at SNAFU. So, people are still confused because they didn't read the player pack. I don't know.
it happens.
Amazing. Yeah.
No, man, people always read the player pack. What are you talking about?
It's just usually after the tournament.
Right?
It's usually when they're like, why did I do that? Anyway, yeah. So let's start with Germany. I actually don't know much about the German theater selectors in North Africa.
So we'll start with the ones that are actually in the Germany book, which is the second edition printing of the Germany book. The only ones to get a second edition printing, but that's fine.
Don't sound bitter or anything about that.
Well, with the way that Rick's gone on episode after episode after episode, maybe we should be glad that we didn't get a second edition printing of our armies.
No, I mean, no, whatever.
I mean,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah, a little
I'll
bit.
say it. I mean, kind of.
Well, yeah, because they would probably have unpowered the Gurkhas a little bit, and that's fun.
No, they would have certainly done that. If they didn't do it, they would have errated it 3 times afterwards because that's what they did to the
I
Germans.
think so. I'm pretty sure they would have made the Gurkhas even better. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
they
you're
would have
actually not
skated
wrong.
the shit out of them even more. And I'm not sure how that's possible, but they'd have found a way.
Dear Lord, they would have.
So destructive. All right, so 41-42, Rommel's Triumph, which is the first one in the Germany book.
Yeah.
So the Africa Corps was created in 41. If you like the fluff stuff, so you can have a first or second lieutenant, And then you're required to have 2 infantry squads, here infantry or here veteran infantry.
Lots of choices there.
They're for your 2 mandatory ones, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 2 mandatory ones are always usually pretty limiting. Yep.
And then they've got the standard headquarters, captain, major, medic, forward observer, artillery, air. And then your other 04, which, so now, okay, you can get 6 infantry squads. That's kind of nice. 6
additional or 6 total?
Total, 6 total. Okay. 2 to 6.
So, a lot of theaters will give you an extra one for some reason.
Yep. So you can you still have the here infantry or veteran.
Okay.
The Kratschützen squads, which I believe those are inexperienced. I don't remember off the top of my head. Or maybe I forget what those guys are. This is where Rick should have Easy Army open.
I'm actually trying to find this list in Easy Army right now. Which one was this again?
This is Rommel's Triumph. Or Triumphant.
Rommel's Triumphant.
Triumphant.
That's what it says in the Easy Army, which could be totally wrong.
It's correct this time.
Okay. The Kratschützen squad.
Yep.
Regular. Those are the motorcycle dudes.
Oh, that's right. Those are the guys you can opt to put on motorcycles. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Red piggyback style.
And then you've got Fallschirmjägers, which are parachuters. So I think those are veteran stubborn.
Yes. Early war. They are veterans still. Yes.
Yeah.
Just making sure because it was early war choice only.
I don't think it's till late war that they actually have regulars in the Fallschirmjäger.
Yeah, it's just the kitting out, right? So they don't get all the same choices, but they don't. Yeah.
And then you can also do a maximum of 1 here Pioneer. So there's your flamethrower. Mm-hmm.
You also can get Brandenburgers according to Easy Army.
Yes. So Brandenburgers entry in, I want to say it's Ostfront, says that they are added to their 0-1 choice for reinforced platoon and all theater selectors.
Nice.
So Brandenburgers are available to every theater selector.
It also says Strafe Battalion are available.
That might have come out of Germany Strikes.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Might have added them to this one. So yeah, you got to do some cross-referencing if you're going to find other infantry. What other ones are listed in there?
That's all of them.
Okay, all right.
Says,
so there are.
Berlin
it's in Road to Berlin, is what it says. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Page 23, if it's could be to believed. I believe it probably is actually.
It could be 58.
It's British to English conversion.
As long as it's not page 0, because then that means he doesn't really have the reference in it.
Probably might have the book, but not the page. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Then you can do 02 MMG teams. Yeah. The only thing I'll say about the Germans is they do get 6 shots out of their MMG teams. I mean, that's not awful, but we know there's better choices for the points.
If you got an extra 50 points laying around, go for it.
And then they've got 01 mortar teams, but they're limited to light or medium.
Medium's still a good choice.
Yeah. They got 01 anti-tank teams, and you can have a 01 Goliath team.
That seems like a good choice. You should do that. Don't ever do that. Except if you're the one person that can actually make it work.
They've got solid artillery selections. They got the Pak 36, the Panzer Busch 41, Pak 38.
Is that thing any good? I want it to be good.
It's okay.
So, it's the squeeze bore one.
Yeah, so it's short range.
Really good at short range.
Yeah.
Really shit at not short range.
Right, because it makes it half, so it'd be 2 plus 2 pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Never mind. Okay. It's 50 points. I guess it's cheap for regular.
Light and medium artillery, the LG-40 or LG-40/1. Those are just different variants of it. The flak 38, 36, or the 88 millimeter. So there's your big gun.
Yeah, maybe. It's expensive as shit.
Right.
Or the Horsch 1A with the flak 38, and I think that's the truck.
That is the truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the LG-40 versus the LG-40/1 is difference between light and medium howitzer.
Yeah. So that would explain the entry.
Yeah, 75 versus 105 millimeter. There you go.
So they got some good armor car selections. Of course, it's still 01. They've got the motorcycle with the machine gun sidecar, which is freaking awesome.
So hang on before you...
Can be.
So the truck...
The Horsch 1A?
Yeah, in the artillery slot.
Yeah, because it's got a gun on it.
Yeah, you can take a light autocannon on a truck for 50 points regular.
Why is that in the artillery slot?
In the artillery slot.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because it was used as artillery. It was used as anti-aircraft.
Right, that's what
Excuse me, something's got in my throat there.
But this still doesn't... I don't know if anything else...
They have trucks in their artillery slot, too.
Do they? Okay.
Yes, they do.
Interesting.
Well, there's another way to put some autocannon
get an additional one.
Yeah, into your list.
And Warlord makes a specific model for that Horse 1A.
Nice.
They do.
Can you get one in the armored car slot?
Not in this theater selector. Again, this is theater selector stuff.
No, the 8 rads in there. You can get yourself another light autocannon. A single light autocannon.
So in the armored car slot, they've also got the 222.
Okay.
The 8 rad, and then they've got the
they do have the 222, yeah.
250-10 and 250-11, which I believe those are just machine guns. They're basically just upgraded transports.
Oh, you can't get one in the tank slot, is what you were saying. No, there's a Flak 38 in here.
Well, I haven't got to the tank slot yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping all over the place here. My bad.
Jesus, let me get there.
All right, we're going there now. Going there now.
So the tank destroyers, etc. Panzer 1, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a 7+ with 2 machine guns for like 70 points or something like that.
Great early war tank.
Freaking low rider too, isn't it?
It's tiny.
Yeah.
Panzer 2, OSP A, B, C, or F. Those would be the recently fact versions to have 18 machine gun shots for 140 points.
The German Stuart.
Yep.
For 105 points?
It should be 140 for the F.
Oh, that's...
Or 135.
Is there an additional cost to add the machine guns?
No, it's a requirement. It's and Easy Army is updated.
It's a Panzer II OS.
No. Oh, sorry. Panzer II is autocannons.
Yep, it's autocannon.
Mm-hmm. So it's not the Lux, which is 1945, which adds a recce to it.
Gotcha.
So I jumped ahead in my mind with Panzer III here. The Panzer III, A, F, G, H, or J, and now the EF is the 140 18-shot machine gun Panzer III.
Got Panzer III, thank you. I knew one of them got upgraded.
It's also interesting to note, and we'll probably cover this at some point, but the Western Desert does not have any of the Panzer III E or Fs listed in them. It's only in these ones that are in the actual base book. So if you're looking to add that Panzer III into your list, and I think you should, because it's 18 machine gun shots is freaking awesome for 140 points.
It is indeed.
Pretty good price.
This is where you want to go, if you're doing theater selectors, that is.
Right.
And then they've got the Panzer IV, OS, B, C, D, and E. They've also got the Stug 3, B, C, D, or E. By the way, those Panzer IVs, none of those are Tiger for your Panzer IVs. I believe it was F for F2.
Yeah, F for later by the rules, but F2 would be the ones with the longer barrels. So yeah.
Yep. They got a Panzer Jager 1. And the awesome Opel Blitz with the Flak 38. That's the truck with another autocannon for you. And the Skid Fuzz 1040, which I think Panzer, the Skid Fuzz 10/4 with Flak 38, and that's another autocannon. So
they got the Lorraine Schlepper, which is the ugliest tank I've ever seen.
Don't say that too loud, because it's a French artillery tractor that they stuck a gun on.
Well, that's why it's ugly. It's like it's a big box on a box.
Yes.
Oh, that must come out of one of the other books then.
It's a big box on a littler box. That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's just the proportions are awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
and then they got some fairly typical transport and tows, and the horse-drawn lumber makes it in here.
Sure.
The artillery slipper VA 601B is listed as a tow in here.
Yeah, it's a mover for artillery guns, but they also made a model where they just stuck a huge ass gun on it in a basically a tin or metal box. It's ridiculous.
Is it armored?
7.
It's like 7
open top.
7 plus open.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, like, kind of.
So that's your early war North Africa list.
They put a heavy howitzer on this thing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This is a very unexciting theater. The only thing it gets you that's any different than a normal selector is what, an extra infantry slot
and an extra MMG. Come on, and a Goliath.
Oh well. I'm sorry, Goliath. Yeah. Okay. Very, very valuable. You should take one. Everyone should take one.
So then we move on to Operation Mercury, which I don't think was actually. I think that was Greece and not actually desert.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll skip that one for now. Rommel's defeat. This is the Alamina.
Alamine.
I've missed.
Alamine.
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries.
And this one's got their standard lieutenants, then 2 hair veteran infantry squads. So there's no regular option for the compulsory.
Interesting.
They drop something out.
This lists Straft Battalion as a choice still. Interesting.
Who has a Straft Battalion? What?
It's your compulsory. It could be Straft Battalion in this one.
Okay. That must have been added from one of the aforementioned theater campaign books.
Must be Road to Berlin.
Okay, that would make sense. They got the Captain Major, Medic, Fort Observer. Still another 04 infantry squad. They here regular and veteran, Fallschirmjäger early war, and then the maximum of the 1 here pioneer. The same 02 MMGs. They added the heavy into the mortar in this one. Otherwise the same as we had before. Same artillery selection. They added a couple more of the half tracks with guns in the armored car slots. They added the 250-11 and the 234-3, which I believe is got a light howitzer on it.
The 243 or the 234?
234-3. 234/3.
So I heard all the same numbers in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers.
They like numbers.
And the SDKFZ is just basically means like special vehicle.
Correct. That's the translation, and I could say it, but I'm going to butcher it, and our German listeners will cry. So,
both of them?
Yes, both of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
And then it looks like, then they got the same vehicles from the previous list, but they're adding the Marauder 1, Marauder 2, and Marauder 3, OSP H&M. They add a Tiger in there. They also add in the Grill?
I just
Grill?
Grill.
Just say Grill. Bear Grylls.
Bear's Grills.
Yes.
And then they still keep the Opel Blitz. They add the Skid Fuzz 251-2. And then they bring in the Skid Fuzz 7/1 or 7/2. I don't remember what those are.
Heavy autocannon on the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
Platform mounted heavy autocannon. So that is
soft skin.
6+. Yes. Does not list It does not list open topped.
Really?
I mean, this is Easy Army I'm looking at, so it could very well just be a miss, but it does not say open topped. And then the Skid Fuzz 257 is a medium order.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And it can have a spotter. There you go.
So you could actually roll on and fire the mortar round 1 on the first wave.
You could.
It's an advance, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter to the mortar.
Nope, it doesn't. And then the transports and tows are still the same as they were before. I mean, I don't think... Oh, sorry, they add the Molitor, which is just basically the Opel Blitz, but the half-track version.
Yep.
So, those aren't... So those are the 2 that they have in the book for Germany. You want to look at the Western Desert has for Germany stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, Germany stuff. Go Germany. Let's see here. Open the book. So they've got a 1941 DAC Panzer Division. So this is an armored platoon. So those aren't as much fun. I mean, they're armored platoons, but what can you do?
Take a bunch of tanks.
Take a bunch of tanks.
Yeah, take 5 tanks and
call me in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So the compulsory tanks are the Panzer 1, Panzer 2, Panzer 3, Ost G or H. So those are not your multiple machine gun ones. Those are the ones that have they have the +5 main gun, but it's still only a 1-inch HE. You got your Captain Major or your command vehicles. You can have the 8 Rad or the Panzer Belfenwagen. Jesus, okay. Sure, why not?
It's a new one.
What's the Skid Fizz 265?
The clean?
I don't know. Oh, yes, that's the Panzer Belfenwagen.
It's medium machine gun and a 7+.
Okay, so it's a command vehicle.
Yeah.
So you got to take that, and you get the 1 to 3 infantry, which is interesting because that now says you have to have at least 1 infantry unit. Hare infantry, Kredzuchen squad, and 1 Hare pioneer. Your artillery gets thinned out a little bit, but you still got the lighter medium, so you're fine there. Pack 38, Pack 36, anti-aircraft guns 38, Flak 36, or the big 88. We love the 88.
We love 88.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got 7 frickin' infantry. I mean, good God.
It is the brute squad.
It is the
right?
Brute squad, yeah.
And if you're ever going to take it, do yourself a favor, take it at veteran, because
it's just about impossible to kill. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it's got gun shield and right. Does it have a gun shield?
It has a huge gun shield.
Oh, that's right.
It is a gun shield.
Yeah, it is. And then take it to a tournament. Don't hit anything with it, like me.
Fire smoke and leave yourself in the corner.
There you go.
It's got a 3-inch HE beast.
Yeah.
Holy
well,
shit. Oh, it's a super
8.
heavy. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a plus 8 or a 3-inch HE.
It's a monster.
Oh, this says +7, but
that'll shoot to the next table.
Is it +7?
I don't know.
It could,
yeah, it
which
shoots
hilariously
a long ways.
Be like, I'd like
Sweet.
to affect that game over there.
And then their other armored cars. They see the 222, of course, the 31 8 rad, the Kretzuchen squad, tank destroyer, self-propelled artillery. So sure, whatever.
Oh, if we finally get the motorcycle squad here.
Yep. Well, we had that earlier.
Zoom.
Yeah.
But now it's an armored car.
Yes,
now you get that special has been fact and whatever. And,
gets 5 order dice instead of 1. Yeah. Which is where the value in it is, right?
Oh God. It's just so confusing for everyone to.
Well, I mean, I think that rule actually made it less confusing.
No,
thankfully,
there was. Yeah, sorry, I'm having flashbacks to all the arguments around this freaking unit.
Yes, I mean it's definitely not
the whole thing that every infantry unit or vehicle gets an order dice, blah blah blah, and it was just whatever. That's fine.
Like, no,
the biggest problem is how do you kill it?
Because it's not a unit,
right? So if you don't kill all of them, they don't die.
Which is not the case, of course.
Right.
Anymore.
Right.
That has been clarified, rectified.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that one got changed, but
it did.
Oh, did it? Okay, good.
Yeah, each vehicle gets its own order dice.
Right. But if you kill one of them, how many points do you get?
You get 1 order dice.
Because casualties are
right. But if you, I suppose, it almost always comes back to order dice. It doesn't come back to units. You're right.
It doesn't that actually clarifies a lot. Although that we have covered several episodes ago that you can do that as an option.
Right. This unit hoses that up.
Right.
That's where my brain went for some reason. It's like, well, you can't really figure that out, but yes, 5 order dice is still 5 order dice.
You still got that Warhammer brain where we used to count points value of things destroyed by winning a game rather than...
and now Warhammer's all confusing because now there's like other points and shit and new books every quarter.
Well, that's not
what? That's a good point, actually. That's not. You're right. That's not new. They just changed how they did it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good point.
But still.
So then the armored cars are still 0-1. I think we just did those. Okay, the vehicles now you're 0-2 because it's an armored platoon. Panzer 1, Panzer 2 C or F, Panzer 3 G or H, Panzer 4 D or E. Your Panzerjägers in here with the same Stug. Then you add the 633 PZKPFW2. That is a very specific vehicle. And still got the Opel Blitz in there, and the Skidfus 10-4s in there with the Flak 38. So
the Panzer Kampfwagen, that's a beast. Heavy howitzer.
Which one?
The Sig 33 Panzer
I have a couple of those. I love the Sig 33.
Yeah. Oh, that's the open top one with the heavy howitzer, right?
Yeah,
that's a beast.
Fully tracked 7+. Yeah, it's fun.
Only comes in regular vet.
Yeah. It's great right until we get blown up, but
I mean that goes for everything.
For everything. That's right.
That's a mouthful.
That's why I call it a Sig 33.
Yeah, don't say the other words. Yeah, that's probably or
just leave it at that.
The other
just
one word.
It's a heavy howitzer on track. I go, okay, thanks.
Open topped. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
And then you got the 41 DAC Light Division for second, of course. Then we've got here Infantry Squad or here Veteran again. This time, the headquarters get weird because you can do 0-2 captains or majors, 0-2 medics, or 0-2 forward observers.
Yeah, baby, 2 medics.
Dude, double major. I've got nothing else but 2 majors.
You could just snap.
My
Just
army.
they snap. They
I
snap
could
each
snap
other.
my whole army.
They'll snap each other because you won't
I
have
could-
the rest of your army.
I could snap all 6 of my order dice.
Yeah.
0-4 infantry, still a here veteran, and then they had the 1 pioneer squad. Still the 0-2 MFGs, light and medium mortars. Oh, they had a sniper team finally.
Yay.
Artillery is pretty much the same. Armored cars get limited down to the 222 or the 8 rad. Tanks are a little more limited. Panzer 1, Panzer 2, C or F. Panzer 3, G or H, still not getting the multiple shots. Panzer 4, D or E, still not getting Tiger Fear. Panzer Jagger's still in there. So is the SIG and the Flak 38. So, it's that's not the one you're going to take if you're playing theaters at a Western Desert, and I think everybody knows that. There's an anti-tank gun platoon. You're not going to take that.
Unless you're facing a
Right.
boatload of Stuarts, right? No, you're still not taking it, I know.
Anti-tank guns, all they really do is they just knock down lines of fire, and they don't have the mobility to react. So
yeah, I mean, you got a ton of you get 4 artillery pieces if you want to, and one in 5. Yeah, okay, so you get 5 artillery and
4. You're right, 4.
1 infantry squad. Oh, you get 3 machine guns up. There you go.
Yeah.
It's here infantry only too, so you can only take a regular squad.
So you're not going to take that.
If you're able to take, you can't mix and match platoons, right? You couldn't do a different platoon,
So it depends where you're playing.
right?
Most tournaments I have heard of or gone to, if you're doubling a theater, you have to keep the same theater.
Yeah, that would make this not playable. But if you could take a reinforced platoon and this, now you're talking. You got a shit ton of artillery,
It'd be better, yeah.
right? Because then you can have at least infantry to support it.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 41 deck armored reconnaissance. This one's kind of fun, actually. It's an armored platoon, or it's a vehicle, tank, armored car platoon. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right.
It's got the 8 rad, and then you got the 2 armored cars, the 222 or more 8 rads, and then the light platoon. So, there's light and heavy. That was the heavy, and the light one is just a bunch of 222s. Well, the lieutenant, quote unquote, is the 223, which is just the command vehicle version of the 222.
Yep.
01 captain, 01 medic, 01 forward observer, 03 infantry. You got the Krasuchin squad again, hair infantry, hair veteran, only 1 MG, light or medium for mortars. You get 02 artillery though, but you can only have light or the Flak 38 or the Pack 36, Pack 38. So, and then you can have some more 222s. You could run 5 222s around the table at 95 points apiece. That might be kind of fun, honestly.
You can get a tank in there too still.
You do get a Panzer 1, Panzer 2, or Panzer 3, G or H. And that one I would take the Panzer 2 because it's another autocannon.
It's lots of autocannons.
What's on the Panzer 3G though? Isn't that light? Is that one of the ones that got upgraded all the machine guns now?
No,
No.
that stops at F.
Stops at F. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
F
it's an
means-
anti. Oh no, the G,
Right.
the Panzer 3G is an anti-tank gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Medium, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so +5.
It's pretty beastly.
Not bad. Not
This
bad.
you could upgrade your shit. Where were they? I was just looking at them. The 222 light you could replace with a Panzerbusch. Get them up there close, blow shit up.
Well, they got the speed to do
They
it.
do.
Yeah, that's
And if you have 5 of them,
One of them.
maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Right. One of them will probably get there. That's right.
Yep.
yeah. It only has to be within 24.
Then there's the 42 Pack Panzer Division. This is another tank platoon filled with Panzer 4s. And
So
not
your
the good
whole
ones.
army.
Oh, sorry. This one does have the F2 Special, which is
there you go.
technically a Tiger
That
Fear
is a
one.
Tiger Fear. That's right.
Yep.
All your army. Which one was that? 41 still.
42.
42
deck Panzer.
Nice.
Lighter heavy, so it's the heavy that has the Panzer 4s. The medium has the Panzer 3s. This one, your infantry, you get the shoots. You can do regular veteran Schutzen squads, which those are your free LMGs.
Mm-hmm.
And then so then you can choose some other Panzers in there too. Oh, you can get a captured Matilda too.
That's kind of cool.
except the Matilda 2 is crap. It's 150 points to have a gun with a coaxial MMG, and that's it.
This list is all Panzers. If you take this, you're basically all your points are Panzers.
That would be why it's called the DAC Panzer Division.
Yeah, maybe. It kind of the name fits.
Lies.
It does what it says.
Yeah, because you don't get... Yeah, exactly.
So, and if you're playing German theater selectors out of the Western Desert, this is the theater you're going to take. It's the 1942 DAC Light Africa Division. Still your first or second lieutenant. It's compulsory is 2 Schutzhützen squads, which are the free LMG guys. Mm-hmm. Headquarters are typical. Then you can go to 0-4 Schützen squads, and you can also add a max of 1 Heer Pioneer. So the Schützen squads, they get the free LMG, the first one. They can have 2, but they're capped at 8 guys. It's kind of their little...
Yeah, but they fit better in some transport vehicles, so it's not a complete loss.
Yeah, and I think that's what if you look at the transports, I think that's kind of why they did that. Anti-tanks are a little light, but you do get a 01 Panzerbusch, a 01 Pak 38, and a 01 7.62, which I'm guessing is a medium artillery, and a Pak 36 heavy anti-tank guns. Those aren't awful. And then they've got the 222, the 8 Rad, the 263, Skidfest 250-10, 251-11, and the Krajan squad again, or the Af Gronkens group.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Yeah, right? Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The goofy vehicle squad thing that everyone loves.
The one that gives you order dice?
Yeah, the order dice giving one that's the confusing selection in all the world.
The Krajutzen squad?
No, the Afkenlargen Gruppe.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Gruppa.
That's the one that has, you have the command Kuba wagon, and you can get 0 or 1-3 medium and 1.
Right, you can get 5 Kuba wagon MMGs.
Well, with different kits, basically.
Yes, that's right.
And this one's got 4 of the guns, so their tank guns can re-roll failed order tests, I think, for advance or run orders only. And then they got the Desert Fighter, which, if you're playing Western Desert, is neat.
It's very cool. Yeah, if you're in the campaign context, they're really cool.
Right. So, and then the last one is the 1942 DAC anti-tank gun platoon. You're not going to take this one either. It's kind of like the other, but just a little later with a little better options. A little more boom boom.
All Goliaths.
No, it is not. It does not have Goliath.
That would be awesome.
I'm waiting for the all Goliath.
You do have 03 LMG teams.
Yes.
They're
LMG. Yeah, they're LMG.
The LMG teams are really good, and they're a reinforced platoon. They're listed in this book. So it's 3 guys with an LMG, and they don't have the fixed rule. So they can advance and fire their 5 shots.
As long as you don't take the anti-aircraft mount.
Yeah. Correct.
Right, if they only get flak if they take the mount,
That is
exactly. There
plus 5 points to be more limiting. But you can chase away planes that no one's going to ever do.
I was just going to say, if your buddy just is super infatuated with planes, you take these, then he stops being infatuated with planes.
Bring in the U.S. Air Force with them. Yeah.
Oh, Ian.
Just ruin your day. Just pew everything off. You kind of already do it anyway.
He's the only one I know that actually did the dual forward air observer things.
Yeah.
I don't know it ever really worked for him.
It did not. But,
I don't think it worked very well. I think they landed as much on him as his opponent.
Which is the problem with all airplanes in this game.
Yes, exactly.
But,
Yep. Okay. Well, that was the Germans. That was a lot. There's a lot of German stuff.
The DAC.
Yeah. And there's only a couple that you really would take.
There's only a couple that are competitive. There's a lot that are fun.
Fair. Yes. All of them are probably fun.
I don't know. Running 5 222s around might be kind of really fun.
Backed up by a Panzer? Or does that take your Panzer slot too? No, it doesn't.
No, that was you backed up with the Panzer too, so
yeah.
you'd be like Autocannon Central.
Yeah, it would be interesting. It would probably do fairly well because you still get some infantry in that one, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, enough to be, and you get multiple MMG teams, I'm sure. So that's important.
I think all of them seem to have 0-2 MMG teams.
Yeah, really.
Which again, for the Germans, 6 shots. That's not.
It's not terrible.
Awful. There's
That's
just better ways to spend
Well,
it.
and having the ability to have 2 of them is actually kind of beneficial, right? I've seen people with US lists bring 3 of them, and it actually is more beneficial. One of them by themselves is just really lackluster.
Waste of points.
Yeah. Well, and it's not really area denial because everyone can just absorb 6 shots or 5 shots for everyone else. Right. Yeah. So, but if you have
it's aerial suggestion.
Right. If you have suggestion. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But if you have 3 of them, it's a little bit more like, okay, you can focus fire and probably take something down. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit different. It's a good chance somebody's going down at a minimum. Anyway, okay. Moving on to the United Kingdom, Commonwealth of the United Kingdom, right?
British and the Great Commonwealth, yeah. They got it. So they've got their 4041 East Africa is the first one out of their main book.
Okay.
So it's early war. It's just not going to blow your socks off. It's very, very generic. You got first or second lieutenant. You've got 2 regular early war infantry sections.
And this one is from the main book?
This is in the main book, yes.
Thank you. Okay, just making sure.
Yep. Then you got 01. Your headquarters are standard. The infantry, you go 04, regular or inexperienced. So you got options there. Just the 2.
Yep.
01 medium machine gun team. You've only got a light mortar option, but you do get a sniper team this early, which not a lot of the other early ones do.
Interesting.
Your artillery, you get the light artillery, which is the 25 pounder. So
which is the one you want, yeah.
Which is the one you want anyway. Or you could take the QF 2 pounder for the anti-tank, which you don't want to do. Their armor cars are kind of pants. You got the 01 Marmon Harrington armor car Mark 1, which I think is an open top medium machine gun.
Anything called Marmington is probably not the best thing ever. So.
Marmon Harrington.
It's even worse.
Well, hang on. We're gonna talk about their tanks here.
Yes.
You can have a light tank Mark 6B or the Matilda 2. Those are both rubbish. You don't even have to look them up. They're both rubbish. You're not going to take them.
You might take them if you're like, oh my god, this looks cool and I want it.
You're not going to take this theater selector. And no, they don't even look cool.
I was trying.
So, what you are going to get excited about is not necessarily this next one. It's close. Is the Operation Compass from 4841. So you still got lieutenant, your regular infantry, your typical headquarters. You're going to open up your infantry selection a little bit. You can have regular, inexperienced, or veteran now.
Nice.
You finally got the access to the boys' anti-tank rifle.
All important.
Machine gun, if so inclined. Now you've gone from light or medium. You still got your sniper.
Yep.
Your artillery, you still got the ones you're not going to take. You're going to take the 25 pounder, but this does add the Bofors 40 millimeter, which is a heavy autocannon.
Yep. Yeah. Can be scary.
Your armor car, you get the Dingo, you got the Lanchester, you got the Rolls-Royce armor car. Your recce carrier comes into play. That's what you're going to take. The Morris CS9 armor car, which is goofy looking, but I think it's just a medium machine gun and a turret. But I think it is closed top. I don't remember exactly. Or you've got the Indian Patter armor car, which is solid. Granted, it's open top, but it's solid.
Right. The Morris is open topped.
It is, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I was afraid of. I thought all their early war stuff was open top for armor car.
I mean, how can you pass on something called the Dingo?
By taking the Indian pattern armor car.
But then you can't say the Dingo ate my baby.
It's getting to be an older reference.
I love it.
It's an older code. Checks out.
That's right.
But it checks out. Yes. Okay. All right. So now your tanks are getting a little more interesting. You've still got the light tank you're not going to take. You're gonna the A9 cruisers. Okay. You're going to want to look. Don't overlook the A10 cruiser.
A10 cruiser.
That thing's awesome. It is solid. So it's I think where they first started doing the hull mount and the coaxial mount for the MMGs. It's a solid 8+, so it doesn't have the thin or weak sides or anything like that, so it's pretty good. And it's still got the light anti-tank gun in it. They add the 813 Cruiser Tank Mark III, which is okay. It's got the Matilda, which don't take. And now they added machine gun carrier, the 2-pounder Porte, which, whatever. You're out of this, you're taking the A10.
You know, Pat, somewhere out there's a Matilda fan that's just, like, throwing things
He's
at the
cringing
radio.
on me?
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Matilda's the best.
There's multiple A10s in here, too. They have the howitzer version, too.
So the Mark II is the only one that's listed in this particular
Yeah,
entry.
but there's a Mark II CS versus a normal Mark II.
So anytime you see the CS, that's close support, and that means they switched it over to a howitzer.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is you have an option for either the barrel gun or howitzer.
Yeah.
So the CS is not listed in this entry.
Huh. I wonder if yeah, that's probably just Easy Army, sadly.
Well, let's see if that pops up as a specific entry later or not.
Yeah, because you get a +4 gun on you get the light anti-tank or a light howitzer. I don't know. They're both kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable...
Price is
light howitzer is always fun.
Price is right. It's still cheap, and it's still closed top. All the fun stuff.
Yep. That's, yeah. It's 8+. So.
And, yep. A little harder to get rid of. This actually has the Mark IIA as well, which is that's a 2-pound light anti-tank gun.
Yep. I don't know. I don't have the FAQ open to know if they...
Right, if those got added or not, yeah.
Yep.
Easy Army lists them, but don't take that with a grain of salt.
That doesn't mean they're always there.
Yep.
Right.
He's just one man.
I don't...
No doubt, exactly.
And let's just say if the FAQ is 35 pages... There's a lot of, and there's 30-some books. There's a lot of stuff to go through.
So much stuff.
We've been doing it for 5+ years, and I don't think we've covered everything.
Not even close.
Oh, I don't think we'd try. There's stuff that I don't think we'd really want to cover.
So now that there's the behind enemy lines, this is your LRDG goodness.
Yeah.
Your standard first or second lieutenant, 2 veteran infantry are compulsory, headquarters are typical. 0-3 infantry now, and you can do regular or veteran, your choice. Still got the machine guns, still got the boys anti-tank, still got the sniper, but now you're going 0-3 armored cars, LRDG armored trucks, or the SAS Jeep, and those things are bristled with guns.
Yep, they sure are.
You got no tank slots.
The additional Armies PDF lists SAS infantry as well.
That would be pulled in from the FAQ, and that would be the Special Air Services. Those are the guys that have all the weapon options in the world and are fanatic.
Oh, I did not catch the fanatic part.
Yeah, it's like what is their special
That's
rule?
who dares wins. Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
that's their fanatic rule, yes.
Sweet. But that you can be your infantry. That's pretty sweet.
Like 18 points a model.
Yeah, but they are awesome.
That's sweet.
They are awesome. I have run them before, and I have never lost them in a tournament. So
Yep.
I ran them exactly in one tournament.
That's expensive, though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're capped at, is it 6 or 8 guys they're capped at?
8.
Yeah. And so it'd be a smaller squad. They can have 2 LMGs in there, which you can get that thing up to almost 200 points really quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you're going to have down to your last 2 guys in that squad.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
And the LRDG special rule is basically you got to have transports for everyone to ride. So they have kind of the quote-unquote tank platoon requirement on them.
Right.
So, but all right, now here's the next one, and this is where you can get excited.
I'm already excited.
Yeah, this is where it all comes together for the British, because Lord help them if they had a disadvantage in the early war.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
No.
Yeah, 42 Operational Lightfoot. Your lieutenant is still the first or second. 2 regular infantry. Now you can choose mid or late war at this point. It's only 42, so how late was 42? It doesn't change the regular infantry selection, by the way. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Only the veterans late war get the 2 LMG options, and that's the only thing. And you're not going to take LMGs because reasons we discussed about in the previous 78 episodes.
The entire catalog, for sure.
Right. Your headquarters are still the same. Now you're up to 0-4 infantry. You can have regular, you can have inexperienced, you can have veteran, or you can have Gurkhas.
I knew they were coming.
Yeah, it's eventually going to happen.
And now you still got your same machine gun selection. You got the boys anti-tank rifle. Now you're up to light, medium, or heavy mortar. You still got your sniper. Your artillery selection hasn't changed, except for now they've added heavy to this selection. And the anti-tank 6-pounder, you're still not taking that.
Nope.
Why would you?
They haven't... let's see. They have added the Humber Armor Car Mark IIs. There's your autocannon. That's what you're going to take. They've also added the AEC Heavy Armored Car Mark I. Mark I isn't great. Mark III is spectacular. And then the rest of your options you've had before. Recce Carrier, the Morris. You're not going to take the Morris. Who are you kidding? And the tanks, they have what they had before, but now they have added the Valentine. You're not going to take. It's a slow infantry thing with poor weapons. They added the Churchill 3, which is okay. It's an armor 10.
Churchills are always good, especially early war-ish.
Yep. They add the Bishop SP-250, which is okay, but you're going to want to take the Priest, which they also allow. They also open up the M3 Grant, which is nice. The Sherman 1, which is nice. And the M3 Stuart 1, which we more commonly known as the DACA Stuart.
Yar.
So there you go. British are just fine in 42. You don't need to look at any other theater selectors. This one's got everything you need it to have to get your cheese ball British playing.
Cheese balls.
Well, right there, it's got the armor car you want. It's got the gunboat Stuart, and it's got the Gurkhas.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Well, no, it's got everything that makes the British great, as far as bolt action's concerned. Just disclaimer.
Yeah.
Then they've got the Tunisia, which I believe is the last one they have in their main book. It's a lot like the last one. You still got your regular infantry, your 04 regular veteran, Gurkhas. Oh, wait, hang on. They're missing something. Let's add the paratroopers.
There we go.
So now you can have stubborn guys with submachine guns.
Sounds
Very
great.
exciting.
That's what I always
Yep.
wanted.
Yeah, well, they were kind of a little powered down in 42, 43, so they need to get back in there.
Yeah.
And the Gurkhas are still in the selector, too. The same as before for mortars, snipers, anti-tank. Artillery's the same. Did they add anything? They didn't power up the armored cars. It's just as awful as it was in the previous selector. Still the Mark 1. And they trim it down, but you can still get the M3 Stuart in here, the Grant, the Sherman, and now the Sherman 2. And now they add the Deacon, which you're not going to play anyway, and the Bofors AA truck. So let's have some heavy autocannons.
Hooray.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're doing okay.
But wait, there's more.
Well, Western Desert, I don't think, had really anything that was...
Well, Tunisia kind of wrapped it up, didn't it, for the British?
Tunisia was the last stand in Rommel's defeat, yeah. And I think the U.S. also has a selector that has a lot of the stuff we just talked about. It doesn't have Gurkhas, but... that'd be really weird if the U.S. selectors had Gurkhas.
That'd be pretty odd.
Well, we lent them Shermans, they lent us Gurkhas.
Right? That seems like a fair trade.
Lend-lease them. That sounds probably very bad, actually. Never mind, I didn't mean that.
Too late, I heard you say it.
Yeah. It sounds borderline not okay.
Out of the Western Desert book, so the first one they got is the 1940 British Western Desert Force, which is as lame as it sounds. It's an armored car platoon that focuses on the Morris and the it focuses on the Rolls Royce, and it's just that awful. Then they've got the heavily FAQ'd jock column, which is basically just a bunch of guns, a bunch of artillery pieces, and some infantry.
Yep.
It's not that exciting. Even the FAQ made it not even really worth double checking. The one you want, though...
This is the one, yeah.
Let's cut to the meat.
Yeah, let's just go to the one that matters.
Let's go to the 4042 Commonwealth Infantry Brigade.
This is the beast.
So you've got the lieutenant, which is standard. You've got regular infantry.
Yep.
Okay. Headquarters is standard. 0-4 from regular, and it stops there.
Yep.
Machine gun, anti-tank's the same. Sniper, light or medium mortar. Oh, but you can have a 0-1 Royal Engineer section.
But you can have 7 infantry squads if you wanted to.
So now keep in mind that they have the engineer section listed different because they'll become important in a minute.
Yep. Yes.
They've got the artillery that you'd want to, including the 40mm heavy autocannon.
2 of them.
Yeah. Do they?
2?
I don't know. It lists light artillery as a second option on Easy Army. Please tell me it gets a second one, because I will be very disappointed if you don't. Fucking
so 0-1 artillery from field artillery, light howitzer, anti-aircraft gun, anti-tank gun. You can have the 2-pounder or the 6-pounder. The Porte from the 2-pounder or the 6-pounder. It doesn't say you can have more than that.
Damn it. This is a mistake in here then. Because that would have been really good to have a second light artillery.
Would have. Yeah. Let's now at the book list. I don't have the FAQ open.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So your armored cars aren't that great. It's okay. You're not spending points on armored cars.
Yeah.
In this one anyway.
No, for absolutely not. There's no circumstances for you to buy an armored car in this list.
No, because what you're gonna do is, so for every 2 of your 6 infantry units, it doesn't count the Royal Engineers in that, is you get a tank.
So you get 3 tanks if you take all your squads.
So you have it just lists the A10, which means you get all A10 options.
Right.
Which is the close support we talked about earlier, which is probably the one you want to, because light howitzer is awesome.
It is.
Yep.
D3 pins is great. There's another anti-Stuart option for you. The Matilda 2 you're not going to take. The Valentine 2 you're not going to take. The Churchill 3 you might consider.
I could see a Churchill 3. It's
pricey.
It's a 10 plus. It's slow. It's 160, 180.
But nobody can, other than an 88. Nothing's going to kill it.
It's true. It's 10 plus. I forgot that.
Yeah, but it can get pinned. You know, I mean,
it says it's fanatic here. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Here's your special rule, Rick. Sound of the guns. If a field artillery option is chosen, this platoon may also select an additional 25-pounder, but not for free.
Right, it's not free. Okay, sweet. It is available.
So you can get 2 25-pounders.
Yeah, which is what my list had in it.
Lord.
Yeah, so you can have 3 tanks, 2 artillery, 6 or 7 infantry squads.
Hang on, I actually do hear one of my A10s being printed in the next room.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
The British Armored Brigade. Let's face it, you're not going to play this.
Well, we didn't finish the rest of that list because the national characteristics make a difference. I can't remember if it's Commonwealth or it's the Commonwealth one that matters, right? Because instead of your normal national list, you get to choose from another set of lists.
Well, that's part of the Western Desert selector altogether.
So is that not? So if you select the Western Desert, you can do this, right?
So
in a normal tournament.
If a theater list is allowed in normal tournaments, you can take the special characteristics from the Western Desert book if you are playing a Western Desert theater.
Right. So this gives you a lot of the options that they were already giving you in the other books, but it's just there's a different way of doing it.
Yeah, you want the free artillery observer and the free 10-man squad.
Yes. You take the which one is it? Which one is that? Hold on, I'm trying to find it now.
It's the Indian national characteristics, the manpower of the empire.
Manpower of the empire. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just a free 10-man regular squad. So you get theoretically you could have 8 infantry squads in one platoon.
And thanks to the recent FAQ, you can get both this and the artillery observer.
Yes.
But now you're not getting rapid fire.
Oh no! I feel for it. Yeah.
Those of you who have taken rapid fire, you're still probably in your first year of playing bolt action.
Maybe.
No offense to those. Although if you got 8 squads,
if you build
that's a lot of shots.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can't have 8 squads without taking the manpower of the Indian.
Yells at me for not saying what it is. It's for every 3 shots you get an extra shot, and those are taken from anywhere in the unit, which means you take them from the short range side of the unit, not the long range side.
Right.
Or the point blank if you're there.
You just get an extra free 10 guys. That's
the
it's almost manpower of the Empire. Yeah, I was going to say it's almost the same thing. You just get a bunch of extra shots.
That's the manpower of the Empire.
Yep. Yeah, that's 10 guys. That's almost the same thing. You just get a bunch of extra shots.
Yep.
right?
And honestly, the other
Averages
two
out.
in here are not really worth talking about because you're gonna.
The Maori one is pretty good too, if you wanted to go that route, because it gives you a ton of.
Oh, are you talking about the special rules now?
Yeah, if you're still taking special, if we're talking through the special rules, the Maori
I
one
was
is
talking
really
about
good.
the other two theater selectors. In here,
Yeah. I was still back on this one because this is the one you're going to take.
It is the one you're going to take.
Because quite honestly, you can build almost any list inside this still. It just, I guess that's not true.
You don't have any Gurkhas, but
no, but you can, dude. Poor man's Gurkhas are the Maori. They're pretty.
I didn't see them listed as an actual entry selection.
They're not. You have to select it as a Commonwealth characteristic, which is +1 point per man gains the formidable fighter trait, which gives them the. Which one does that do? That gives them
blood curdling charge and toughest boots.
And up and at 'em. He gets 3
Oh,
special
up and at 'em and
rolls.
toughest boots. That's what it is.
No, blood curdling charge, up and at 'em, and
it's
tough
all
as
three.
boots. It's all 3.
Okay.
So you get your whole army for 1 point a model. Gets to be a
Gurkha
powerhouse. Gurkha light. They're not quite as expensive as Gurkhas. It's only 1 point a model. So you can.
And blood curdling charge means they can't react fire at you.
Right.
Up and at 'em means you pass your test to charge no matter what.
Yep.
And toughest boots is an extra close combat attack for every 3 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super annoying to play against, just saying.
The combination of those
Yes.
3 rules together.
Really
yeah,
obnoxious.
they're
Like, it's like, I'm going to auto pass my charge here, and you can't do shit about it. You can't even shoot at them when they're coming at you. It's like, okay.
so for
So you
100,
roll
yeah,
13 on the
for-
bell, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You rolled 13 on the bell. So for 110 points, your unit has those special rules, which is, I don't know. It's the same cost as them normally, I believe, if I remember correctly. That's how much a Maori unit costs in a. Right, I'm saying that correctly, right? I'm not saying like an idiot tonight, am I? It is Maori, right?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I don't know
we used
for
to
sure.
we liked saying Maori previously.
Maori,
but it's
yeah,
Maori,
that's
it's
not.
Maori.
No, someone corrected us. Thank you very much, whoever that person was. I appreciated it. I don't like sounding ignorant if I don't have to. I do enough of that on my own. Okay, I mean, the rest of them we just kind of determined we wouldn't take, right? Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're just going to pause here because I don't remember where Pat was
No,
going next, and he has
He's
all
got
the
all
lists.
the lists, yeah.
I'm right here.
Oh, you're back now. All right.
Yeah, we already said that we weren't going to take the other 2 aren't really.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move along to the Italians then.
Do we have to?
Oh, thank God. Now let's get into some good lists.
The meat. Here's the meat. All 4 of them. I count 4 Western Desert. I guess there might be some 5. Sorry.
Well, there's one in their base book.
There's one in the base book, so 6. Okay. All right. Well, 6 is it's not all right. Well,
So they've got their first lieutenant, first or second. They've got their infantry sections, regular, inexperienced, Bersaglieri. Whoa, I'm going to butcher that badly. Someone else try to pronounce that.
Bersaglieri, but yeah, sure.
Basiglieri.
Thank you. That's a lot better. And then the parachutists infantry
Yeah,
sections.
just go with parachutes.
which, for the record, which list are we talking about here?
This is the one in the base book.
Okay. There's only one in there, so it's not. You can't.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't get
The
confused.
war in Africa, and this is in Italy and the Axis.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Headquarters are typical. They got a 0-4 infantry selector, we said before. They add some militia and some marines and some colonial troops. I don't recall those being good because I don't ever think I've seen anyone play them or talk about
I mean,
them.
they're veteran.
Okay,
That's
that's good.
about what I can say for them.
It's not nothing.
Not nothing.
So they've got 0-1 machine gun, 0-1 sniper, 0-1 anti-tank, and light or medium mortar. And they have a 0-1 flamethrower team, which we haven't heard yet in Western Desert.
Outside of an engineering squad, yeah.
Outside of the engineering squad, yes. So, I mean, this is like the 2-man team that you could
Right.
have.
Yep.
Which that's
Right, they're
new.
on their own.
Yeah. It's a little.
British
so-
didn't get any flamethrowers in the Western
In
Desert.
early
Totally
war,
got robbed
most
on
of the
that.
other lists didn't have snipers.
I was gonna say, don't get many
Let me-
ideas.
Just one. So
So they're helping their special rules, right? By giving them another small team to lose a dice
lose?
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, yep.
Okay.
Their artillery is, they got the 4732 Elefantino, which I'm guessing is an anti-tank. Oh, it is an anti-tank gun, so it's
gun,
probably
yeah.
a light one.
Yep.
Light, medium, or heavy artillery, so that's not bad. They've got some anti-aircraft guns. They got heavy howitzers in there, so not terrible. They've got their Auto Belinda, which is good for the armored car, and the Sariana and the light tank. They've got the Fiat 3000 for tanks. Not a lot. They got the Semavante, which isn't great. The 4732 and the 7518. And they've got an AA truck. So,
Okay.
not awful. Which is, I guess, what you can say for.
I mean, that's Italy.
Usually the case. Not awful.
Maybe
Could be worse.
not great, not terrible.
So then,
Yeah.
so then you move to the Western Deserts, and they tried to do something with the special rules, but it really didn't do anything with the special rules.
Yeah. They were trying really hard to. I don't know what they were trying to do.
They were trying to do something.
Well, it didn't really work. I mean, they weren't worse.
They scraped like half the turd off the turd sandwich.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's sort of one of those ones where there was high hopes that the Italians would be at least somewhat on equal playing field for a game, and they're like, no, that's not allowed.
You cannot have fun.
That's right. No fun allowed.
It didn't work that way.
Yeah.
No. Well, no, it is.
It is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they hate the Italians.
Let's not get into it.
Yeah, we don't have to go there.
I mean, I will. But
We've done it enough.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's just.
Wait, you play them,
and they hate the Italians. I'm telling you that.
and it's your choice.
You can win with Italians despite the fact that their rules suck. So
You just
don't
have to
get
play a
discouraged.
very particular way, which might not be very exciting.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
The models
we've
look cool.
discussed this a lot.
Yeah.
The models look great. Some of the best looking models.
Anyway,
All their new kits look great.
All right, so their first one in here is an armored brigade. Sorry, their name is platoon, I guess. There's brigades.
Yes.
They've got L3 tankettes, the M1139, and the M1340. I don't even know what those are.
tanks, M13.
They're probably not
yeah,
great.
they're light tanks.
Okay, light tanks. Right, so they're okay. I don't know what the points are for them. They've got their typical infantry. Nothing exciting. They only got a light mortar. Their artillery is fairly generic.
Yeah, but that's, that's all you really need.
Yep, and then it's an armored platoon with light tanks.
Right.
Which is fine, I guess.
What's the Beretta 20 millimeter
Autocannon.
on? Okay, well there you go, autocannon.
Light autocannon, yeah. Dude,
Nothing wrong with light
I was
autocannon.
to say their models look great. It's the selling point of the Italian army. It's like the models
is
look
that
good.
going to be the title? Yeah, their models look great.
They do though. Like,
That's what we say.
it's just such a damn shame.
Yeah. Then they've got an infantry platoon here. I'm not sure what this is. So the AS-42 infantry platoon. They have lieutenant first or second, and they have 2 to 3 AS-42 infantry sections. What are those guys?
Hold on.
Are they better than the normal infantry?
Which list is this? The AS-42. Okay, here we go.
I don't know that they're better. They're slightly more Italian.
They get stubborn.
Okay, well, it's better than poking at the sharp stick, which is they usually get.
So the only common veteran.
Oddly enough, compulsory 2 to 3.
Interesting.
It's themed, yeah. So
Yeah, and then their infantry selection is 0-2. More of those guys. 2 to 3 MMG teams. Lighter medium mortar. The 0-2 artillery. So that's nice.
What is it? This Italian unit takes an additional -1 penalty to all order tests.
Yeah.
That's
Which one's that?
That's the AS-42 infantry squad. Because they had to make yeah.
The world felt that sigh, Jeff.
Hold on. So then they have another rule called testardo, which is unit has stubborn rule. Sorry, I should have. Oh no, yeah, they're stubborn. So they ignore pin markers,
pins,
but they're
still taking -1 on their test.
So they're regular.
Well, so in stubborn is they ignore pins on the morale, not the order.
Yes, correct. Sorry, they're different. Yes, they're different tests. Yes, you're right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They had to make them bad somehow. Couldn't
They
be
did.
Gurkhas.
But they got 0-2 artillery, 0-2 light artillery, identical type and experience.
This says that you have to take 2 machine guns?
It says you have to take 2, and you can take up to 3.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay.
Okay, we can just move off that one.
Yeah, let's just move along.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's everything about this is getting worse.
Well,
it's like a rotten onion in the middle. You
I
peel
don't see it
layers
getting any
back.
better anytime soon.
No, probably not.
The full gore parachutist, 1942.
The parachutisti? There you go. Something like that.
The Italian version of paratroopers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Airborne. Yep. So you get 2 of them. Headquarters are the same. Your infantry just get more.
Is prudent like an actual rule in the army?
It's a campaign book specific rule.
Okay, so this one has that -1 order test as well.
Awesome. 0-1 MMG, 0-1 medium or light mortar. Still the 0-2 artillery that we saw before. I don't think it's enough to overcome anything. You can have an auto blinda, which is standard in these. Their tanks. I don't see the cool tank.
Another auto blender. You can take another auto blender.
I mean,
maybe
a 13, an M4. It was a 14. What is it? 1450.
The 1340.
The 1340 is okay.
I won the lottery. You guys listed all my numbers.
Yeah, right. It's not. I mean, it's not the 1542. The 1542 is the best, but it's okay.
That's the one with all the guns.
Well,
right?
this one
That's
with an extra gun.
20 shots.
This one's gonna. I mean, the 13's gonna have. I think still gonna have 2 in the hull and 1 in the turret. But the
14 does as well. For 135 points, you get 3 guns.
The 15 is the one that's got 2 in the turret and 2 in the hull, even though they never actually had 2 in the turret. But we don't talk about that.
Oh, the 14 also has the option to add an additional turret-mounted, pintle-mounted machine gun.
Pintle. This is a
pintle. Oh yeah, pintle. Yeah, it's not the same.
The 2 in the turret, and you could put a pintle, but no one ever does.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why would you use that? Because then you can use the other ones, right?
Well, if you enjoy open top.
I mean, I enjoy open top,
but not on a tank.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
not in bolt action.
Right.
Yeah, not related to throwing dice.
Oh, they got an MG platoon. That can't be good.
Well,
what are the MG squads? The Belsariagi MG squads.
Let's look here.
It'll be veteran, probably stubborn, and it'll be...
Why does it say motorbike? Oh, they can be put on motorbikes. Oh, no, they are on motorbikes, yeah.
It's not so bad. That sounds fun anyway.
They still have the prudent rule.
Okay,
They're also stubborn, though. There you go.
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay, so they have Avanti, too, which means they get to re-roll. Oh, only if they're winning. Yeah, that's right.
That's the
right.
classic one.
That's the shitty rule. Yeah.
It's not the Avante Savoia. It's just Avantes. It's only half crap.
Yeah. Yes.
They still got the same 0-2 artillery selection we saw in the previous ones. The auto Belindas are all over the place. You can take 2 of those, which you would, because that's like the coolest thing you can get in Western Desert.
Sure.
And then they got another armored brigade, which is the same stuff that you'd think it is. Yeah, the Savoias, and yeah, it's disappointing.
It's a Caro Commando. Well, that thing looks. Oh, it's not.
It looks cool, but look at the rules.
It looks cool till you see the rules. Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
It's a good pin receiver.
If you have 5 of them, though, can you have 5 of them in this list?
It's a armored platoon, so yeah.
No, I'm not. Okay, this easy army must be messed up here.
So you got command vehicle, you got 2 tanks, and another 0-2, so it's an armored platoon. Probably because that one. No, that can be a command vehicle.
Okay, so the easy army has 5 artillery slots listed.
For this particular selector,
yeah,
the armored brigade.
Yeah, something's wrong here.
Maybe 0-1 gun from artillery, 0-1 from anti-aircraft, and 0-1 from guns of identical experience. Oh, yeah, you can. So guns of identical experience you can double up on.
Nice.
So you could technically.
Okay.
But they have to be identical.
Sure.
So, and I think that was kind of in a couple of them. So that
get you a little something if you want a bunch of artillery pieces, I guess. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's nothing. Let's keep moving along.
Yeah, I say.
Again, I say.
It's been the theme of Italians. All right, that was the end of the Italians, right?
Thankfully.
Yes, let's move along to the United States for their little bit in this campaign.
So they got 43... Oh, hang on, let's start at the beginning. When they first got in, when they were actually garbage.
Wasn't Torch? Yeah, Operation Torch is our first one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
42.
42 to 43, U.S. entry to the war.
And lo and behold, there isn't a flamethrower to be seen.
In Operation Torch? But they named the operation, not... Yeah, right?
I know, just the name says there should be flamethrowers, damn it.
Well, I don't know, maybe the desert was hot.
I'm sure there's a reason they named it this, but it doesn't make me happier.
All right, so this is first or second lieutenant. 2 inexperienced squads are compulsory.
Yep.
Your headquarters are this is typical. Now you can go 0-4 inexperienced squad, and you can add an engineer squad. So there's your torch.
You got a colonel in here.
Yeah.
Instead of Captain Major. Captain Colonel.
Colonel.
That's what Easy Army's got to list this. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what it says in the book too. Captain or Colonel, which I believe, as far as gameplay, is the same as a major.
Yeah, I imagine it is. It's got to be.
You can do 0-2 mortar teams, light or medium. You got your Zook in here.
Yeah. Oh, they got the bazooka. That's good. That's a good start.
They've got light or medium artillery.
Okay.
They've got the white car, the white scout car,
which is a good choice.
Yep. They've got the M3 Stuart,
which also
M3
a good choice.
A1 if you want to downgrade yourself. The M3 Lee, M3 A1 Lee, the Lee medium Lee. They got a lot of Lees. They got the M475. So that's your howitzer Sherman, medium howitzer.
Mm-hmm.
M4A1, M13 MGMC, which I believe is just like a machine gun truck, half-track thing.
Heavy machine gun team.
Heavy machine gun.
2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple of those type options in there. Whatever, you're taking your Stuart.
Or Sherman if you're feeling...
Or, you know what, the
spunky.
Lee's not bad. Grant's probably better.
Don't get a choice of the Grant in here, though, unfortunately.
Should just be the Lee if it's American.
Yep, that's just it, yes, in the early war.
Or if you want, there's a howitzer in here, open-top howitzer.
Priest, right?
Not in the selector.
Oh, I see an M3105 HMC. I do not see the Priest.
No,
I don't know if that's the same as a Priest.
That's a preceding model. Never mind.
Yep.
But
and then the special rule is no
medium,
U.S. forces can be a veteran, so all your squads are
Don't worry, you can't get veteran in this list, yeah.
Well, so the engineering squad, Americans can take those as regular, can't they?
Yes, they can.
They can.
So yep. So
is that an option? It does not listed in Easy Army. Does not give it. Oh, there is one. You can take 01 of them. Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
But you can take them as regular for sure. There's your flamethrower. You get one dude with a torch.
Yep. And they've got Kasserine Pass.
Yep.
So this is more inexperienced guys. They lose the forward observer on this one. Otherwise, the infantry selections and whatever are the same, except for now they have a 01 flak team.
That's interesting.
Which is a 37mm M1A2 medium anti-aircraft team. I am not familiar with this particular selection.
Sounds like an autocannon
for you. Light anti-tank gun. What the? No, wait, hold on a second. That's the wrong thing.
It's got to be anti-aircraft.
Anti-tank. They're medium. Okay, there it is. Sorry, there was lots of 37mm out there. Heavy automatic cannon.
Yeah. Yep.
For 60 points.
Considering it's not gumming up your artillery slot, so you can actually get... so the artillery, it's 01 for the light medium and 03 anti-tank guns. Not that you need those. 37mm, which is the light, I believe.
Yeah, +4. Yep.
You got the scout car again for armored cars, and you got the typical smattering of tanks. But again, in this one, all your infantry is inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot have a veteran selection.
Yep.
And then they've got the 43, the first victory. Finally, we get inexperienced or regular infantry.
Hey.
You can go 02 on the forward observers, Ian, which I believe he's run this one before. 04 infantry squads, regular or inexperienced, and now you're maxing at 2 engineer squads. You still got the 2 mortars. You still got the light or medium artillery, which I care about. The white car's still there. Your Stuart selection's still there, except for the M3 base is gone now. They upgraded to the M3A3 at that point, or the M5A1. But you're still going out of this one. You're still going to take your M4 Sherman 75.
Probably, yeah.
175 points for a medium howitzer in a tank is pretty
good.
Yeah.
You can't take it as veteran, right?
Correct. This is still no veteran choices for U.S.
Yeah. It's a good thing they have those the gyro stabilized.
Well, all of North Africa,
there's
no veteran options. And same with the Rommel's defeat is basically with the same as we'd seen before, except for the Arab servers are back down to 0-1. Now you can experience regular. There's no engineer options in this one. Otherwise, the rest of it looks fairly typical to what the last one was, which is kind of what you'd expect for the progression.
Yep.
Except for now, they got the M6 GMC, which I believe that's the howitzer one, right, Jeff?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the open top
howitzer and a half track.
Yep, or the M3 105, which is going to be another howitzer too. So you got 75 and the 105 in there.
It might be getting late, but I heard you say howitzer and a half track, and I thought of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
Howitzer and a half track, turtle power.
I mean, how awesome would that be if they rolled up and stuck a 105 in Shredder's face? I'd watch that show.
Right?
Just making it easy. Like, we don't need ninja stuff. We got World War II stuff. All right, yeah, sorry.
Let's see Karate Chop a howitzer shell. Thinking that's not happening.
Probably not.
So those are your Western Desert Forces.
Lots of stuff.
I believe there's probably smattering of Greece and stuff in there too. I think they helped out. I don't know for certain, but I'm sure there's a few other pockets of troops that the Commonwealth snuck in there that just didn't make the headlines, so to speak.
Right. I was going to say, I'm like, the British list, that one British list is probably the best of the bunch.
Oh, any list, any infantry list that you can get that lets you get multiple armored vehicle choices, that's going to be the one everyone's going to go to.
Break the platoon rules, essentially.
Plus it comes built in with all the choices that you would want.
Yeah. Right. It's super flexible. Gives you a ton of troops, right? You get 7 or 8 squads.
6 regular plus the
engineering squad,
plus the engineering, plus the manpower.
If you decided to take them, there's a reason I'm making my guys all Indians. Because it just means I have to paint an extra 10 of them. Shit, I probably should pick a different one.
There you go.
No, but I want
that's going to break the bank.
No, that's not break. No, it's not breaking the bank. They're already all bought. They're already all built.
Breaking the brush.
Breaking the brush. Breaking my willpower.
Well,
it's probably it's like the Skaven of bolt action now. Almost, not quite. That's probably more Soviets. You're right. Never mind.
It's still Soviets, yeah.
Yeah. This isn't breaking Soviets. Oh, it's an interesting dive. Like, it's right. Not all of them are optimal. They're still probably fun though, especially if you can find someone that's playing the opposite. Right? If you've got a great British list and they got a German list that makes it work, fits in there.
So what I did for mine, and I alluded to this earlier on, is I just listed all the units that were available in Africa for both the German and the British, and that's kind of what I built my reinforced platoon from.
Yeah, sure.
And I did dual platoon. And now there is one caveat on there, just because the Skid Fuzz 259 is just such an awesome thing. I did a deep dive to see if it ever actually saw action in Africa, and it turns out, according to the internet and all its wonderful sources, there were 2 units that had them ordered for them, but weren't delivered because the divisions, the 12th and 15th divisions, were destroyed before they were able to deliver them. So I'm counting that as could have been in Africa.
I mean, that checks out.
You're in a what if situation at this point. Yeah,
they were scheduled to be there.
Right.
So if they held out a little longer, they would have been there. So, well, and the other option too, and Jeff had just point blank this to me. He's like, just play Germany and then paint them however the hell you want to as Dak, and just go with that too. And like, that's a way to, But
you could definitely
I'm still
make that
trying
work.
to keep some theme on it, even if I ding the kink a little bit there to get this one unit allowed. But I didn't make the Panzer II as deluxe, so
that one would get some eyebrow raises because that's
45.
a very late war tank.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's basically the 2, but it has the recce for 10 more points.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right.
So,
well, I think we've gone on long enough about bolt action for one night. Maybe
about stuff nobody asked us for.
I mean, yeah. If you got something you want to ask us about, you can find us on Discord or
By
Facebook.
all means, yeah, we almost always
Facebook
respond
is
to stuff within a day or two.
Or 2.
Yeah, Facebook has gotten to the point where it adds an auto reply saying, like, maybe we aren't going to get back to you.
Yeah,
right
if
away.
you message us on Facebook and you get that reply, we're not dickheads. We're just trying to let you know we saw the message.
Mm-hmm. It's our tape machine. It basically says they will see it. It's just they haven't seen it yet. It's not us sending you a reply saying we'll get back to you. No, it's just Facebook telling you that we haven't.
But we will get back.
Facebook is, I don't open Facebook nearly as often anymore these days. So Discord is the way to get to us.
I'm not sure the option that I have, but those pop up on my phone. So.
Oh, sure.
I'm not sure what I have selected to do that, but whatever, that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't get it. It's not like I get 30 of them a day where it's like distracting. You get 1 or 2 a week. It's like, yeah, we can respond to that. That's no problem.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. But Discord is definitely an easier way to get a hold of us if you want to find us. Yeah. Other than that, Pat, lead us out of here.
This is SNAFU. Over and
Next
out.
time, guys.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Happy 2023, the year of the rabbit.
Shit, now I got to make a tank with a rabbit on the side. Damn it.
There isn't a tank called the Rabbit?
I don't know of one.
There should be. Come on, there's got to be a...
I started a tangent at the end of the episode. That was my bad.
Perfect timing.
This is a great lead out. It's like you start playing the music right now.
We don't tangent during
yeah,
the
we didn't hit our quota. Yeah, we didn't get our quota for sure.
Out at the end.
We were holding it in so well. There's got to be a tank named the Rabbit. Anyway, I'll say goodbye now. Bye now.
Good night, guys.
Since you were a baby, how I've babied you. Now you're not a baby, and it makes me blue. Tonight you're going dancing, your dreams may get a start. Don't you let that moonlight take advantage of your heart. You're stepping out tonight and the moon is shining bright. I know that you will have a lot of fun. But while dancing cheek to cheek, do not let your heart grow weak. Just remember that's the moon, my son. She may thrill you to the skies with the moonlight in her eyes. But moonlight fades away when night is done. You may kiss her if you can, but be careful, little man. Just remember that's the moon, my son. Maybe she's really very nice. Maybe you'll dream of shoes and rides. Sonny, but you must know for sure she's the one. But if she can reach your heart, even when you're far apart, then that's not the moon, that's love, my son. You must know for sure she is the one. But she can reach your heart even when you're far apart. Then you know, no, that's not the moon, that's love, my son.
Just in the contents of breaking my hobby funk.
Sure, yeah. That's all we expected.
Yeah.
Expect the meat to be this theater's thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Meat.
And potatoes. Can't forget the potatoes.
Is an interesting side note, too.
Yeah, it's a good topic. We could probably talk about it a whole episode if we wanted to.
We could, but we'll probably keep it around 15 minutes, I imagine.
Probably.